We're back here once again to bring you forward into the biggest party of the summer ever for the first two nights SummerSlam as we come together now to discuss SummerSlam Sunday. So welcome once again to the discussion and welcome back to Simply Predicting. Let's dive right into it. Hello again, everybody. I just saw you all last night. Welcome back once again to Simply Predicting as we discuss WWE SummerSlam Sunday. You know what this is. I am the simple man of the simple brand, forever grateful for professional wrestling, the voice of the SRS. My name is Noel Foster. With me once again is one half of the Dominik, Manuel, and of course, bringing himself back into Simply Predicting for the second time in a row. It's Charles Shelton. Good to see you all once again in the chat while you're watching live or on demand. So again, please like, subscribe, comment, or tell a friend. And if you want to dictate the conversation, super chat, pay by the passions. It is truly as simple as that. It's a championship showcase all Sunday night as we got 6 matches of golden delight or mischief. You be the judge. Before we get into things, let's go around the horn and see what everyone's doing this fine Friday Eve before we get into the weekend festivities. Charles, good to see you once again, Avatar Man. How you feel about SummerSlam Sunday versus Saturday, since you're just coming off SmackDown as well?
Oh yeah, I definitely look more, and I'm more curious of what the hell's going to happen in the main event. How would it start a SmackDown?
I figured that. Of course, I'll be looking at the highlights ahead of my calls. I bring myself into and looking at the stats that Statboy Mikey sent me as well. Statboy approved. Appreciate him always. But looking forward to discussing SummerSlam once again with you here as we discuss them on Sunday. Who knows? A couple more people might join us later. We'll see. We'll see if Attila shows up in the chat. Someone says something or says our name as well. Emmanuel, good to see you once again. You've joined the tired world just like I, but it's good to see you awake and live. How you feeling about SummerSlam Sunday night?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like the TLC match is going to steal the show. Also, with the ladies, the triple threat match, that's some intriguing stuff to see. Other than that, it's going to be fun and hopefully, like everything goes to plan because, you never know what these, matches because it could throw us a curveball and we're not expect it. So let's see how it goes.
But WWE loves to blur lines between fiction and nonfiction, especially when it comes to what's real and what's not real in and out of internet, TikTok, and fan footage. So again, what's real, what's unreal, that's a whole different conversation with that series too. But yeah, and again, I'll admit, I'm looking very forward to the fact that Gunther is main eventing Saturday, but I'm very intrigued what happens come the end of the entire festivity Sunday, particularly with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So I think without further ado, Sleep Addicting community, friends, fellow enthusiasts, hardcore, casual, WWE fans, let's get right into it. Once again, we are back and discussing SummerSlam, the biggest party ever in summer history, in WWE history particularly, as it's 2 nights, and it culminates with Sunday night. Sunday night, of course, will be on at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Peacock. And we have nothing but championship showcase, including a ridiculous 12-man clusterfuck. As we have tensions with the entire SmackDown roster, not named Los Garzas. I also want to give a shout out to my Horseman prediction, by the way, as we had a great time discussing the panel earlier. Appreciate my brother as always. They continue to confront me always across all things wrestling. And shout out to all of you. Of course, your opinions matter. I sent out everybody an update thanks to Madman Rip and the Noti Q Nebula that you get 2 picks for the TLC match. So good luck to you all this weekend. And we continue forward in the WWE League with SummerSlam. And your predictions will be final come 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That is Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday for the entire weekend event. No exceptions after that. Let's go again and get right into this thing, shall we? I think we'll kick things off with, could this triple threat surpass what the women did opening night 2 of WrestleMania if they were to open night 2 of SummerSlam? Or again, is she just the third wheel? You tell me. Warning, warning, warning. Let's talk about the WWE Women's World Championship triple threat match. It's Naomi, of course, with the cash-in of the century in women's professional wrestling in WWE at the women's WrestleMania stage, Evolution, cashing in on both Io Sky and Mommy Rhea Ripley. And she now goes into her first defense, defending the very championship she took from both those women during that match. Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Not much tail of the tape here. We've seen, of course, both women confronted Naomi. Naomi is looking to see if we appreciate her more than when she glow. If you know, you know, folks. And she goes into her first defense now of this Women's World Championship. Another caveat to consider, though, is La Primera Stunning Valkyria will face the winner of this match at Clash in Paris. So that's another thing to consider. As always, in triple matches, you know how I think about things. Buffer, fall person. Someone's got to eat the fall. Someone's got to be moved from the title picture. And again, I made a crazy-ass claim on my Horseman hype panel if Naomi loses this title less than 2 weeks later. But let's see if you all are crazy enough to think the same thing versus what I premonition in a world more bizarre than what bizarre world lives in. Emmanuel, let's start with you. What do you think happens in this Women's World Triple Threat Heavyweight Championship match? Naomi, is she once again just a third wheel, or will she prove that she is the real deal? And who gets eliminated from the world title picture overall? Go ahead and share your thoughts.
I think we have the same situation, though. Like, Naomi's gonna retain. Like, I agree with my sister right there. Like, Naomi should retain. There should not be a question, because if she loses right away, that kills her credibility right away. The gimmick, her real gimmick, is done. Like, she should just return to TNA at this point, and at least they will use her more better than that. Because let's face facts, like, Naomi needs like an uphill battle. She's in the league of Raw that there's a lot of top baby faces that could be the main champion, the baby face of the company for the women's side of Raw. And like, you got Io, you got Rhea, you got Stephanie, and the list goes on. And Naomi's not really there, in my opinion, as the face, but I get why she deserves to be champion and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna sneak the win, like like the panel said from no DQ. I think Naomi's gonna pin Rhea and for that storyline, elevate her a little bit more, because if she beats Io, it's like, it doesn't really do any favors for her. It has to be Rhea Ripley for her to get that. Wow, what next?
Right? It'd be the biggest Simon Miller why in WWE history. And again, to the entire No DQ Nebula and professional wrestling fan prediction enthusiasts that put in your prediction so far, see pick yet. Thank you so far to the 40+ you in and out, limited to Dash Mars, Daniel Munich, Draco, Kimberly of Royal Canadian, my fellow Mark Anderson, Matthew No DQ, Steve-O, the analyst Fish. I wonder if he's at the Krusty Krab. Big _ space, big _ R, Cass, Draco. The list goes on and on. Cindy, I hope you're having a great time there at SummerSlam weekend, etc., etc. And of course, what all of you said so far. 30, but not everybody. So why it seems like it might be the most obvious prediction of the weekend, it is not unanimous. 32 so far out of the 40 have said that Naomi should retain. So that's 80%. But 20%, the remaining 20% only went with Mommy. Not a single person has picked Io Sky to regain this title, and she was the previous champion going into Evolution. So who's really the afterthought? So Charles, what do you think?
Oof, damn. This is kind of, because I'm mostly also thinking about, obviously you said that Valkyria is the next one in line. But I'm also thinking about Crown Jewel as well, because it's in Perk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing, and I'm more curious what Rhea does, but you know what? Yeah, I agree. I'm more sure Naomi wins it. Otherwise, why bother do the cash in for the Wallabies title? We just done it for the SmackDown one.
Right? You might as well make the women's Money in the Bank briefcase as irrelevant as Naomi if she loses here, in my opinion. And I agree. It's just one of those things right now that I think Io Sky was not meant to even be in that spot, but I think she surprised everybody, including herself. I still argue that Women's Triple Threat WrestleMania is my women's WWE match of the year. And of according to others, Avery as well. Shout out to Nisa Cena. Hope that she has a great time. Love her bubbly personality. It's also one of those things also that I do think Rhea Ripley has been so connected to this championship in pursuing it that I think she kind of needs to get away from it. But like you said, the next biggest show that WWE's doing is in Down Under in Australia for Crown Jewel. So do you want Rhea Ripley once again, this time champion, battling for that over-glorified Super Bowl ring? Or do you do what you currently have in set up right now with Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, which could become Naomi versus Jade Cargill for the team time? And rumor has it, whether or not Bianca Belair is jealous, envious, was the mastermind of this whole backwards break that bitch plan all along. Who knows at this point? I mean, again, last time I read before I know the Q, she's not even medically cleared right now, I think, to even be part of a SummerSlam. So who the heck knows? Again, what's real, what's fake? It's just one of those things right now that I do think Naomi has put so much development into this character. We need to see its worth. And the only way we're going to see its worth if she holds on to this title. Whatever happens beyond Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, though, I was kind of looking forward to Sunday Valkyria versus Io Sky, but again, so much for that. And people have been clamoring for Rhea Ripley versus Sunday Valkyria since she showed up. I think people lost their shit when they saw Stephanie, Rhea, and Io together in the ring, let alone as a team. Honestly, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, with the respect they have, that could be a new women's tag team and change the direction of Rhea Ripley going after possibly the World Championship. She's also, of course, a former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. So I do think there's a different way to juggle her beyond WWE Draft, Brand Split LLL, if that actually happens, then she moves to SmackDown. And whether or not you want to see Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill is a whole different story versus breaking a Barbie doll named Tiffany Stratton, where she also has tremendous respect for, and those two haven't had a one-on-one yet. So I do think there's other things for Rhea Ripley besides the Heavyweight Championship. Regardless, I do have Naomi retain. Simple. Let's go ahead and move on. Again, this is nothing but championship matches galore the entire night. So let's go ahead and move away from the women to the men. Yeah, I know this family feud. Cage match for the WWE United States Championship as Solos to defend his relevancy against the former champion. All gas, no brakes. Jacob Fatu. We, of course, saw Solos champions. Sikoa, of course, won this man to the point that Solo tried to literally get this man a run. But since he wants to lock this man, lock him up in a cage with him. And of course, we know the only way to win this escape over the top or through the door. Jacob Fatu also knows he's no stranger to the fact that he will have to deal with Tongaloa. I do wonder, though, where back up. And I also wonder if Jimmy Uso might help play a difference maker or even year pursuing this championship and won it. That being said, it's a steel cage match for the WWE United States Championship. And what I do think for one person in the women's side of things, for the women's waiting for them, I think we're looking at a bona fide main eventer, future world title challenger on this graphic. But does that happen based on the result of this match? And do we also see a very disgruntled family member maybe get involved here in these family affairs? Y'all know what I mean. Charles, let's start with you. Who do you think leads the WWE United States Championship? Solo Sikoa, or does Jacob Fatu get it back? And is Solo Sikoa's win nothing more but a freaking fever dream moment?
Yeah, I agree with the fever dream moment. Jacob Fatu wins this, and we can move Jake on to something else after this, please.
Wow, just Solo Sikoa, just toss him to the wayside.
Look, I respect Solo, but come on, we need Jacob Fatu to do something else after this, please.
But what the hell, man? Jacob Fatu is a crazy man. He might really try and move it off the damn cage and break his fucking foot again.
That's why I want to happen now is the ending. Thank you. No, put that thought out there in the universe. Now that needs to happen.
All right, so he's got a new champion, and Arlene Dominguez says Solo for the win. I mean, again, what went from love to hate real quick. Really has escalated into now the steel cage. If I give it to Manuel, let's see what you all said regarding this match. Wow. Well, Manuel, good luck. Let's see if you agree with your sister. It's dead even, 50-50. 20 people picking up Fatu to regain the title. 20 people pick Solo Sikoa.
For those who are 50-50, I'm wondering why would you want Jacob to hold a mid-card title? Are you saying he's not good enough for the main title yet? I know DQ Galaxy. I need answers whoever who voted for Jacob Fatu, really are saying that he's not ready yet. That
All
the
right,
step
let's,
down.
let's know how you really feel. Why don't you?
Yeah, but yeah, there's the number thing. Jacob Fatu is gonna be distracted trying to fed off the Bloodline 3.0 and Solo wins. Like we can't believe that Jimmy's the only one helping them unless we get Jay and Roman helping them. But they don't even acknowledge that. They're like, whatever, you do your thing. Like this is not our battle. It's like and they're supposed to be the baby faces. And they see this constantly every Friday night. It's like, are they gonna appear and help Jacob out? I don't think so. Like, so Solo is basically unnumbered. Like, and he really needs to move on from the United States Championship and hopefully for the world title. Because like at this point, like a babyface Jacob is for the title would be a good thing, and we might see him for all we know this coming SummerSlam in the end of the night where they're discussed. But that's the most intriguing part of the match.
Fair enough. Well, Talatonga, that's what WWE wants to call him. He did, of course, take down Jimmy Uso, but it was Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu that laid the MFTs out, and it was Jacob Fatu who was unhinged but stood tall inside the steel cage at the end of SmackDown with Solo Sikoa looking on from the outside. So Solo Sikoa is going to have to regroup here, but again, in WWE Logic world, whoever is going in with momentum ahead of the pay-per-view usually loses. So I do think, though, for Solo Sikoa's Bloodline, Timu Bloodline 3.0 to have any relevancy, he's got to have goal and he's got to win. And I do think there's bigger things in store for Jacob Fatu. Yeah, I know what I mean. So I'm actually going with Solo Sikoa retaining. Plus, he's got more than enough backup to help him retain. All it takes is slamming that door inside Jacob Fatu's face and bringing in the Tongas inside to hold him back, or a pair of handcuffs that this family's no stranger to using inside steel cage matches. Hello, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. So I say that Jacob Fatu doesn't get back. I say Solo Sikoa retains and Jacob Fatu moves on to bigger and better things.
Well,
I got Solo retaining.
Well,
I mean, at the end of the day, Charles, if Solo doesn't have this title, what the hell is he doing?
yeah, but still.
Yeah, I do get what you mean, though. At the end of the day, Jacob Fatu is going to be the talking point here because I do expect him to do something fucking spectacular and ridiculously dangerous. All right, good stuff. Let's go ahead and move into our next match here. Switching things back, we will go with the men on the Raw side of things. And let's talk about Dominik Mysterio and the phenomenal AJ Styles for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. All right, you guys know straightforward how this goes. Back and forth with the Judgment Day, with Dirty Dom, who might be the most over WWE superstar in all of Mexico. We recently saw AJ Styles team up with a team I never thought I see, Damage Control, and a mixed tag team action. He, of course, alongside Damage Control, they were able to get the better of the Judgment Day. And Dominik Mysterio, for what it's worth, it almost feels like he had a bit of a babyface-esque pop going for him so far while holding on to this title. I think people respect his work and respect the fact that he is a champion. But it's also one of those things that AJ Styles, he's got to be at the tail end of his WWE career. So does he need the Intercontinental Championship again? Or is this another thing for Dominik Mysterio to just go over? Or are we in for another Judgment Day screw job at SummerSlam like last year when Finn Balor screwed Damian Priest out of the World Heavyweight Championship? Again, who does Finn Balor truly trust and want in his Judgment Day, why he's the holder of all the multi-man gold and proverbially the Intercontinental title, which of course he pursued but lost at WrestleMania when Dom pinned him for it. Just saying, a little bit of foresight. I'll kick this thing off here, and I think that after what I've been seeing with AAA clips and so many other things right now, I think Dominik Mysterio is going to retain. I don't think we've really seen the full essence of what he could do as the Intercontinental Championship yet during his run. If he defends that and AAA or possibly hold that while going after the AAA Mega Championship against El Hijo del Vikingo, according to what I'm hearing, that's major marketing appeal for WWE and, of course, covering their latest acquisition. Keyword acquisition. They own AAA, folks. It's not a freaking like walk in the door, we welcome you. But I think that Dominik Mysterio is going to retain. And it looks like more of the majority are agreeing with me. 23 versus 18 for Dominik retaining and AJ Styles regaining. He's no stranger to this title, of course. So pretty partisan, but not quite 50-50. Man, let's go to you next. What do you think? We got a new WWE Intercontinental Champion.
I wish we did kind of, to be honest, like those agent segments were hilarious. That should give automatically the IC championship. The janitor spot, like he's praying to God, saying, "Please, God, don't listen to Dominik."
I agree with Emmanuel.
Like those were the funniest segments of his WWE career. And that's more reason why you should give him the IC title. So for me, secretly, I hope AJ wins it. Liv interferes because Roxanne is out trying to help Dominik. Liv comes out, confronts Roxanne. They fight out. Dominik is distracted, trying to separate those two. AJ Styles take advantage, and Liv and Roxanne cost Dominik the IC title.
You almost wonder if you're trying to set up a domino effect, considering the women's tag team champions being defended on Saturday. You almost think that the multi-run of gold here for Judgment Day is coming to an abrupt end in a way. But, okay, fair enough. So that being said, I say he retains. You say there's a brand new champion. And Arlene says if that happens, she will riot. So for the first time tonight, we got the Dominguez's disagreeing, as I expected. I wouldn't expect anything less from them. Well, Charles, despite the fact you agree about those segments, AJ Styles even did come out on the countdown and says this could be his last SummerSlam. He's at the tail end of his career. So honestly, again, does he need the title? Is it one more phenomenal moment or just another match waiting to have with one of the best workers in WWE right now? And again, based on what happened Saturday, there could be some foreshadowing. But like I said, I'm not giving you any chances. After Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Standard Time, you're locked in for the whole weekend. But what do you think? You break the tie. Do you think there's going to be a new champion or does Dominik retain? Remember, champion's advantage. Talent chance has to be a pinfall or submission inside the ring.
Well, I agree with Emmanuel. AJ Styles is winning the belt. Put the belt on him. Because what have AJ have fun with this belt, with these segments? Come on. So I'm going AJ all the way.
All right, fair enough. I mean, hey, maybe he'll actually show up in the Intercontinental Championship on TNA. That's a fever dream. But
that's probably why.
Well, again, they're not an acquisition yet. And again, I don't know if it's TNA or NXT TakeOver, but the jury is out. But fair enough. Either way, I just don't see this title changing hands. He just got at WrestleMania. He's going to like what? Maybe his third defense against somebody not Penta? Just saying. All right. Well, fair enough. That was quick and simple. I like how quick and simple this is. Let's go ahead and move into Jeff Shallow's favorite match and the biggest clusterfuck since GCW, shall we? Let's talk about the WWE Tag Team Championship match. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. 6-way tag team dance come Sunday night. Good Lord Almighty. Someone's going to get hurt. We have, of course, Fraxion, former NXT Tag Team Champions, who lost to Andrade, El Idolo, and Rey Fenix on SmackDown. We have DIY, who lost to the Moise Machine Guns, and of course, vice versa, as they fought for the Tag Team Championship. Before the Street Profits came back as heels and regained the WWE Tag Team Championships. Before they lost them to the Wyatt Six, who come in as the Tag Team Champions. And has been guerrilla warfare in the SmackDown Tag Team division ever since the Wyatt Six showed up, and no one can seem to get out of the system in beating the shit out of each other. So what did all this do? He allows them to go buck wild and hog wild and literally threw weapons in play legally. Whoever ascends the ladder and grabs the titles, you leave with the Tag Team Championships. Of course, Motor Machine Guns, no strangers in this environment. Back, of course, in TNA. DIY, Street Profits, also no strangers to this environment. Familiar territory, though, for the tag team titles for the other teams involved. So, as per usual, thank you, Aaron. Yeah, freaking madman telling me late, but I did tell all of you and the team that you could get 2 picks. You guys got 2 picks here, so you got 2 chances. Your primary is worth 2, your secondary is worth 1. At the end of the day, one of these 6 teams is leaving officially the WWE Tag Team Champion. Again, the Wyatt 6 are going into their first PLE, and they're going in also with the numbers and as the title bearers. They're just not walking in with those titles. Do they walk out with them? That's what you need to do and figure out. So follow the buzzards or go at somebody else. Good luck. Charles, we'll start with you. Who are your 2 team picks to win the WWE Tag Team Championships? And I believe it's the 25th anniversary of Tables, Ladders, and Chairs.
That you brought that point up. Yeah, that's the reason why we're getting this. But also, as far as my first pick goes, I can't see the Wyatts losing those belts. The Wyatts just got those. So it's like, that's why I'm going with them. But if they do lose it, I'll be shocked if Fraxium wins the belts.
Oh, wow. One of the newest teams on the scene, straight up from NXT, giving Fraxium that chance.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Respect that take. And even though, again, I put it in late, you all did put in your primary. And, of course, the primary right now is 78% Emmanuel with the Wyatt 6. Pretty partisan amongst 3 other teams. Andrade, Ray Phoenix, DIY, and Fraxium, 2-1 picks. Moisture Machine Guns, the second best favorite here with 5. One of those are TNA fans. And not a single soul has picked the Street Profits as the primary, considering they were the former tag team champions. So what do you think?
To be honest, I think DIY might escape with the titles. Like, they're the only ones who've been really smart not getting involved in this situation of the Y6 for some odd reason. Like, if we think about it, like every tag team has been destroyed or been really targeted, but except for DIY. DIY is like, nope, you guys handle it. We're gonna lay back, and that's what smart heel, like heels that do, and they take the advantage, and that's one how they win it. Like that, I could see that happening. Second pick, I'm not sure if Fraxium is the right call. To be honest, they lost a lot of momentum after their loss. Like, they haven't been really featured in matches lately. I don't know why. If Triple H caught cold feet, or they just want to give them some rest. Like, I'm not sure why they're off television, because I thought they were going to be really featured more in the tag team division. But like, after they lost, it's like they disappeared. Like, they're gone. So it makes me wonder, like, who could be a nice backup. So, for more Machine Guns, the casual fans did not count on with them. Sadly, they're not going to win that. It'd be great to see the Street Profits winning again. So that's my second pick. Like, since nobody's picking them, let them let it go over, because technically, like, they only lost against the Y6, and but that's due to interference. There, it's like, and they've been shown the world that why they deserve to be tag team champions. So it'd be a great way to prove it was just a fluke. They need to see to win our titles, and that's how you keep them strong.
All right. Well, I will give you this. The Street Profits did win a multi-person ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Champions back in NXT TakeOver 25. So they do know how to work in this environment and also take things to the extreme. We also saw that great triple threat match for the Tag Team Championships with those teams you were just talking about a moment ago. Moisture Machine Guns and DIY, where the Street Profits were able to retain their titles. That's SmackDown. So the Street Profits do have ladder match momentum on their side. As far as DIY, the last time they were involved in a ladder match, to my knowledge, for the tag titles before that was back in NXT when the Offers of Pain obliterated them in Chicago and took Johnny Gargano's tooth out in the process. And it's still very unfamiliar fair territory when it comes to a tag team ladder match dynamic for the rest of the teams involved. But the Wyatt Six thrive on chaos, and they have the extra members to their number game. And why you want to throw every catering member of the women's roster on SmackDown here as well with Casa, Ray, B-Fab, Meacham, or one of the two. I don't know who is with Street Profits anymore. Who cares? I just don't think at the end of the day it's enough to overcome the Wyatt Six. So I think the Wyatt Six get a great moment on the memory of Bray Wyatt. And also it's their first PLE. So I think I got to go Wyatt Six as my primary. But secondary, because this is WWE, and at the end of the day, they love to try and give the fans what they want and also tell them you're not getting what you want. F off. I'm going to give you this because marketing, damn it. I could see DIY getting them back because DIY, again, they have been the smarter team to come in from behind to try and escape with the prize at the end of the night, like Feast of the Night. And it wouldn't surprise me being in New York, New Jersey, you get some sort of Superman, Batman cosplay entrance by DIY, like Candice LeRae as Catwoman. So I think that DIY will be my second, but primarily I got to go with Wyatt Six. As far as the other teams, Fraxium and Andrade Ray Phoenix, they literally clashed with each other when it came to Andrade Ray Phoenix's first win on SmackDown and Fraxium's first loss. So I think there's going to be tension with those two teams that might cost each other. Then you got the Motor Machine Guns, where they might finally run it back with DIY and the Street Profits there, which leaves the Wyatt Six to just loom over the chaos as puppet masters, dense puppets forming dance. So I just think it makes sense right now to have those two teams kind of spearhead this conflict in the division. So Wyatt Six to lead the chaos, DIY to try and manipulate it. So those are my two picks. All right. Well, good stuff all around. Either way, this should be a very fun human car wreck. I'm expecting at least 4 bodies to go through tables and 6 ladders to be broken. Yes, ma'am, I do see your handle. What's up?
Just to tell you this, Noah, if the Wyatt Six though one, like this is like who did they face next? It's like they already faced all the tag teams on SmackDown. That's why, true. Like this is why, like it will make more sense if if a tag team who's new tag, we're gonna have new tag team champions, and this is a great excuse that Wyatt Six to lose the title without being pinned, because that's the like you said, they need to get the 1, 2, 3 to win, but in this case, all they have to do is grab the title. So
exactly.
Technically, they never lost in a regular match. So that's why they will keep the Wyatt Six strong, but because in great defeat, because then they really lost the title. They just lost the titles because they just grabbed the title. That's it.
Well, at the end of the day, here's one thing we can say about the WWE main roster. They don't know what tag team wrestling is, except maybe on one brand, and this might give some new hope for tag team wrestling on the main roster in the future. With a rumor has a draft brand split LOL that happened where Raw has 3 teams, you could actually count them, and New Day stuck in catering, as they should be. It's just one of those things right now where at the end of the day, I can see Nick Aldis running a tag team gauntlet to figure out the next challenges for the titles, whether it's Wyatt Six, DIY, or another team that we didn't even say here on screen in mind. Speaking of which, as far as the secondary right now, a lot of people are going with here, it looks like. Fraxium, actually, to, I think, many people's surprise. And I think that goes back to the fact they are the newest tag team on the scene, and many people that follow NXT follow their incredible run. And I think they could be great leaders here of the SmackDown Tag Division. And honestly, I don't see them pushing David Frazier and Axiom in a singles dynamic. So I can understand why a lot of people are going with Fraxium as a secondary. Then again, you want the NXT people at Evolution. It was Ruka that eat the fall during the women's 4-way. So maybe you shouldn't go necessarily with an NXT team, folks. Just saying, even if they are up on the main roster. What's Carmelo Hayes doing? Yeah. I thought so. After that, they got Street Profits with 2 picks, Motion Machine Guns and Wyatt Six, each with 1 pick as secondary. Nobody picked DIY or freaking Andrade Ray Phoenix as a secondary. So there you go. I think the only reason they're doing Andrade Ray Phoenix as a tag team, by the way, they're not doing the Lucha Brothers yet. They're still loving and going in fuego on the Penta singles run. But eventually, I do think we're going to get Lucha Brothers in WWE. Oh, what a day it will be. All right.
No. Before we move on, like That'd be funny if the new tag team is going to be entered, and they were here the Hardy Boys, and TNA gets the WWE and TNA tag team champions, and that's what TNA does to what they were talking about in last couple of the TNA Impact, that they want to make a statement that they literally can run them more, and what a way to do that if they win the tag team titles in the main major stage.
Well, again, your predictions are almost as big as Chase University coming back to life, courtesy of Andre Chase, and being relevant when it wasn't relevant to begin with. But speaking of which, I
believe it takes you.
Now, speaking of which, considering Chase U, here's the alumni of Chase U and his NXT joining the fray once again. Avatar Man 2. It's the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. JJ, good to have you back here on the forum again. We're talking about the WWE TLC Tag Team Championship 6-way tag team dance. How you feeling about Sunday Night Raw, and give your thoughts towards it as well?
I'm not looking forward to Sunday as much today, unfortunately.
It's fair.
Should still be a phenomenal show. Looking forward to seeing what they have in store. I know pretty much everybody is involved in the match, but can you throw the graphic up one more time for me, since I'm late to the party, so I can see all the teams?
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Here you go. Fraxium, DIY, Street Profits, Wyatt 6, current champs, Morrissey Machine Guns, Andrade, and Relay Phoenix.
So I like Loomis and Gacy as champs. I don't know what the long-term plan is for them. You don't want them to have too long of a run, because you don't want them to dominate the division. Everyone is already scared of the Wyatt 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing, because you should be scared of them. They're a spooky gimmick. But you also don't want them to seem unbeatable. So unfortunately, I think they're transitional. I have a feeling they're going to lose the titles here. The question is, to whom?
Exactly.
My first pick, I'm going to go with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, wow.
Just because, again, there is something in my gut that says that the Hardys are going to be a part of this match. Whether they are active competitors or they're just there at ringside on commentary, since they're the only full team that can appear on this show. Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian Cage are locked down on AEW. They're not going to be there.
Especially what happened on Christian on Wednesday.
Bully Ray could be there, but Devon is only going to have one more match. I don't see him trotting out even for just a pop here.
Mm-hmm.
The Hardys literally were just on the GCW show tonight in Rutherford, New Jersey, praising GCW as a place that helps farm new talent. You know, without companies like GCW, there is no professional wrestling, they said.
I respect that take.
So I could see them making a similar appearance here, since the original TLC was at SummerSlam 25 years ago.
Yep.
Motor City Machine Guns, having come to the WWE from TNA, where the Hardys are the TNA Tag Team Champions, seems like a little bit of synergy, good faith to me. My second pick is Fraxium. They need a big victory on the main roster. All the other teams, I believe, in this match have been tag champions on the main roster. Not counting Andrade and Rey Fenix, because they're just a makeshift team that literally were thrown together.
Then you would be correct.
So Fraxium is my secondary choice, because I would like to see a new first-time tag champion, and I don't think they're going to give Rey Fenix the tag titles until they can put him back with Penta.
I agree. Andrade wanted opportunity. Here's your opportunity. And again, to the whole idea of the Wyatt Six mystique being protected, but not overly protected with the championship, where you figure out how to remove them from that mystique. Here's a match where they don't have to be involved in the decision. So I can understand that, but also they created this chaos and they did just get the titles. It does make me wonder, once they lose them, what happens? There's anything to be fearful of. They already got the titles back. Because at this point, it's the entire division versus the Wyatt Six. So as long as the Wyatt Six hold the gold, I do think they still have that obstacle to overcome. If they don't have the gold, then what does SmackDown have to worry about if everyone knows them already? So that's kind of my thing. But I understand what you mean. And I do like the fact there are multiple team dynamics we can see win. And then there's Andrade and Rey Fenix. All right. Fair enough. And yeah, the Monster Machine Guns win was a fever dream for a freaking bloodline storyline plot. It might as well not even exist. What a waste. All right, let's go ahead and I'll move on from there. And since JJ just arrived, I'll let him spearhead this, because we're going to go talk about the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Everyone knows there's Bird Lady. Y'all need to get your freaking education. Lyra Valkyria defends the gold against the... Botch. You can tell how fucking tired I am. It's been a long day and it's been a long month. It's just been a long week, folks. Welcome to August, by the way. Becky Lynch defends the gold against the very woman she stole it from, Lyra Valkyria. But this time, it's no countouts and no disqualification. And if Lyra loses, she can never challenge for this title again, as long as Becky Lynch holds it. After a phenomenal weekend where Becky, Lyra, and Bayley stole the show, topped that shit at Evolution, but Becky, like a thief in the night, great triple threat action, was able to escape with the win, pinning Bayley off Lyra's work, just saying, escaping with the title. The following night on Monday Night Raw, great 2 out of 3 falls match with Lyra getting the win, and Bayley absolutely despised. She has no spot this year on the SummerSlam card. By the way, folks, she came in last year as champion, lost to the Fridge Nia Jax. Put that in perspective. So now we have Lyra versus Becky, 3 1-on-1 this year. But technically speaking, this is Lyra, Becky, 4 overall in their respective careers. JJ, go ahead and lead the conversation on what Lyra's future could be, and for the future of this still, might I add, not even a year old yet, Women's Mid-Card Championship. Who leads with the gold and who moves on, hopefully, to different, if not bigger and better things? Lyra or Becky?
I'm really torn on this one.
You and me both.
Because on the one hand, I want Lyra to get the belt back. Point blank, period. But I don't feel like Becky's had it long enough. You don't want to hot potato a championship that was only crowned its first champion in January of this year.
Yep.
Especially when the United States Championship, well, no, it's on its 3rd champion.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you're right. Chelsea Green is still been champion. Anyway, continue.
But even if Lyra wins it, even though it would be the 3rd title, moving, it would only technically be the 2nd champion because she'd be a 2-time champion.
Correct.
I have a feeling Bayley's getting involved here. And the question just becomes, does she get involved and the match gets thrown out? Does she turn heel and help somebody? How does Bayley's involvement factor into the match?
Horsewomen stay together, or does Bayley stick it to somebody that she once looked at as a friend that literally took the opportunity from her in the first place? And again, JJ, it's no counts, no disqualification.
Still, I forgot about the no DQ, but Bayley getting involved just even seems more evident now.
Right?
Because there's no disqualification. She can get involved and it doesn't affect anything. I'm leaning towards what Arlene is saying there. I'm thinking that Becky retains. I think it's time for the horsewomen to ride off in the sunset.
Honestly, I agree.
Which is weird because, granted, I haven't submitted my form yet, but I've got Charlotte and Alexa winning the tag titles tomorrow.
What? Okay. Well, that's a whole different thought, and I'm sure we'll get more of the Renegades thoughts towards his overall thoughts on SummerSlam with quick picks once we're done with this whole shebang. So fair enough, a little bit of foreshadowing, and I do think there's gonna be some cause and effect between Saturday and Sunday, particularly also in some households, particularly. Okay, fair enough. With that being said, JJ has set the ballot to a still reigning defending WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man Becky Lynch. Emmanuel, you saw what Arlene said. She thinks Becky retains. Currently, right now, the majority is in favor of the man, but it's very minimal. Out of 41 votes, it's 54% in favor of Becky, 46% in favor of Lyra. And the biggest thing we can say about Lyra as of late, she now has an attitude and a bit more of a character confidence in herself in delivering and being who she is. And maybe that's all she needs to know, and she knows how to beat Becky. She says she knows all her tricks. We saw what happened this past Monday night when Becky tried to attack her with a kendo stick. And again, those that go in the week with upward momentum usually lose the night of. But again, it's Paul Levesque trying to rewrite the script on what we all used to call WWE logic and still try and figure out that formula today, more complicated than the Vinci Code and the Pythagorean theorem. Then again, I know what the Pythagorean theorem is. Don't ask me it though right now. Anyway, Mando, who you got? Becky or Lyra?
I had to go with Becky. Fortunately, Lyra's ready to take this next step. Like I don't know why Triple H kind of book it this way, but it is what it is. I'm not Triple H. He's the mastermind. He's contracted. I'm not. So this match really doesn't really make sense because people already are fed up with this match and this duel. Like, we know these two women could tear up anytime, anywhere, any stadium, and that's what we're gonna get. You know, they're gonna tear the house down. Hopefully, this is the last time we see them together in a long time, like for the next couple of years. That's how long I don't want them to fight again. But but Lyra should be thinking about the main title now. Like, that's the next goal for her. That's what the IC title does for you. That's the next step for her character, her development. And people are complaining about Lyra not being there. It's very her first year in the main roster. Think about that. Like, it's just it impresses me. Like Tiffany Stratton as well. Like, it's very their first year, like in the main roster. They're
at the same time.
Because of the chat. But anyways, like, it makes sense for Becky to build up the future the women's industry who's trying to get the IC title, and that's what we're gonna get from her. Becky's ready to pass the torch down. We see Charlotte as well trying to pass the torch with the tag team title if they win that tomorrow. And hopefully Bailey as well. Bailey's ready to pass down the torch as well, trying to teach the ladies how to be like respectful and go out there. Like, you could be losing, and love the industry of wrestling itself, and it doesn't matter. Like they could give you a bad storyline, and they can like make it into gold. Like, but for Bailey, I'm not sure if she's gonna interfere or gonna interfere with the Cardi B segment, because Cardi B.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there because you're almost trying to figure out how Bailey's gonna do the guest host gimmick thing like she did at WrestleMania 37. I'm halting the brakes. And while you think Triple H is not reliable, possibly in this repetitive booking, you're going off tangent here, and we got to stay on course. We're focusing on Becky and Lyra. Bailey right now is a miscellaneous factor in the story, and Cardi B fucking sucks. Don't bring her name up again. She does not need to be anywhere near a square-sided circle. But someone who does need to be here on screen that is reliable is Walter Cruz. It's good to finally have him back on City Predicting too. Walter, good to see you as he was going off into Nala Land. Again, don't mention Cardi B here. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, get some more real talent on here. Get Gerald next time to do the music. Hell, use the weekend 6 damn years for WrestleMania. You use some fucking hack. Damn. Anyway, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, you triggered me. Anyway,
I'm just saying what Bailey.
By the way, jeez.
I said Becky, like I said, like
right.
you, like, but because I just saying what Bailey could do in SummerSlam. I just giving the two possibilities: either she's gonna interfere in this match, or she's gonna do something with Cardi B. That's all I said.
All right, fine, fair enough. But he went with Becky. We got 2 Beckys. Okay, Walter, good to see you. I'll go to here next after I go to JJ because he did raise his virtual hand. JJ, what you gotta say, real quick?
I know Lyra is Irish and not Scottish. But with Becky leaning so heavily into the Becky Hogan as of late,
Brother.
and especially with Hogan's recent passing, and today it was actually yesterday it was declared that beginning August 1st, every August 1st would be Hulk Hogan Day in Florida. I'd like to see Lyra kind of lean into some Piper inspired gear to go against Becky Hogan.
Ah, jeez. Well, we are not too far away from Madison Square Garden as we're on the New Jersey, New York area, by the way. So, I mean, shout out to the one thing that's actually good that came out of New Jersey, the Virtuoso on Perazzle moment you fucking rain. But okay, JJ, if I get a freaking kilt because of you for that, I'm blaming you during our crawl. Anyway. Walter, good to see you. Welcome to the show. I'm looking forward to calling SummerSlam with you this weekend. And if you haven't already, folks, in all languages, subscribe. So, Walter, we're on right now the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. We got 2 Becky retainments. Where do you stand in this, and how do you feel about SummerSlam Sunday, my friend?
I'm excited about SummerSlam in a whole, as in general. I'm on your side about not excited about the guest host, but whatever. Anyways,
it is what it is.
Exactly. I mean, it's the media outlet we live in. You got to bring in the money somehow. I get it. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm with y'all. Becky retains, and I think it is because of Bailey. So I figure something.
All right, yeah, something. He said something. you did that on purpose. You did that on purpose.
I did.
Shout out to Jake Summit, who will be challenging Steve Macklin for the TNA International Championship here sooner rather than later. Looking for Emergence. By the way, I gotta admit, Emergence right now is looking pretty damn good, but also fuck the Elegance brand after what happened on TNA. Anyway, not as bad as Cardi B though. Charles, what do you think about this WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match? Do you agree right now with the consensus? Because I also do believe that Becky is going to retain because I want to see Lyra do bigger and better things. And I think the development in character confidence on the mic could carry her to that grander stage. Because in WWE main roster especially, it's not just about ring work. It's about mic skill and how you connect with the audience on a promo, even if they still script you 9 out of 10 times over. But Charles, you got a new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion?
No, I'm a majority agreement. Becky retains due to Bailey's help.
Well, there you go. And Chris, I also agree. Damn, give Bailey some damn respect if she's not going to be involved in the ring. And, well, Japanese, yes. Balls, jury is out. Sushi balls are pretty small there. But anyway, shout out to Nicholas Ferrante in the chat. Should have sent him
Nikita Fupunj.
Again, I don't know if he's ordered anything. So, again, the jury's out. It's Friday night. Shout out to our Canadian friend Ash, by the way, the Canadian connection, I like to call them. Hope that they're both doing well. And I'm sure we'll see both of them on the shenanigans. Thank you for that. All right. So, overall, everyone went with Becky retaining, because we want to see Lyra go after the world championship, whether or not it's Naomi or WTF, that might be Io Sky. So they we're hyping that up, or maybe she and Stephanie have a fallout. Because let's keep in mind, whoever leads the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion has La Primera, one of your. Oh wait, no, that's just the stupid Booker T desensitized gimmick. I don't know if that's a Mamacita yet. Anyway, Cena Valkyria will be challenging for that title at Clash in Paris. So there we go. All right. Well, we have had a lot of unique talk, a lot of unique thoughts, some conversation that was unanimous, a little bit of ranting from me because you all brought up a trash bag haul not worth the money that her silicone makes her look like. But let's go ahead and get right into the main event of Sunday night. I'm pretty sure this is why everyone was here tonight. If anyone else wanted to join this panel, this is why they would be here, because Sunday looks interesting, but this is the match. Love the shirt. Good to see you on screen. This is the match of the weekend that everyone's going to be talking about in some sort of capacity. Let's go ahead and get right into the WWE Undisputed Championship. The real John Cena, according to what we saw on SmackDown. Yes, I saw the highlight on YouTube, and I'm just going to leave it at that because whoever spearheads this, they're going to start to tell the tale of the story. Versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, as he is the quarterback and looking to score the biggest touchdown in his career at MetLife Stadium. And again, this time it is a street fight. So straight up, guys, we either stop the wrestling timeline from being ruined, or we continue forward to the countdown where the world stops as we know it. But something's got to give here with these two and what I think is going to be their last one-on-one encounter. Because honestly, I did not see this happening at SummerSlam. I thought they were going to say this for later, but boy, was I wrong. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. So that being said, I'm going to just ignore that because, again, he doesn't exist. And Chad Gable, get well soon. Ludwig Kaiser, find your identity. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the WWE Championship. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Not about who can wrestle. It's about who wants it more, who's willing to do the most to leave with it. And we don't got to worry about somebody with less talent than Cardi B getting involved in it. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. Charles, you set the stage. And then we're going to go JJ, Walter, Emmanuel last, because this is Emmanuel's favorite wrestler. Charles, who leads with the WWE Championship? John Cena or Cody Rhodes? What do you think happens? What's your outlook towards both these men going into this match? Set the pace, set the stage, set the story. Tell your result.
Oh boy. It's honest. It's so hard to decide here. But I can't see Cena not winning this. So, you know what? I'm going with Cody to win the title.
Really?
By turning heel, that is.
All right. Straightforward, simple to the point. The simplest predictor I ever had on this stage, and I absolutely love it. All right. Well, there you go, JJ. I don't think you took anything from your thoughts, and I know how you like to think and do better booking than the entire WWE friggin' production team. So lay it down, Renegade, because, again, you're not sure what Sunday looks like, but you got to be kind of intrigued by this, considering how long we've followed both these men's careers and have seen how this has unfolded since the Elimination Chamber. What happens here? This got to be the last singles encounter, right? I mean, something's got to give. This got to be their end game between the two of them, I would think.
This is round 2. Most good rivalries are a trilogy.
True.
This is round 2. John Cena's entire mission statement is to ruin wrestling.
Yep.
You don't ruin wrestling by losing the title with 4 months to go. You ruin wrestling by getting to your final match and retaining the title and letting everybody think that you're about to leave with the belt, or losing the belt in your final match. If he loses the belt here, his entire gimmick, his entire shtick is dead. John Cena has to retain here.
Simply put. All right.
Sorry, Emmanuel.
I'm sure Emmanuel will get it out of his system soon enough. All right. Well, let's see if the ESP translates to Walter here. Of course, Walter and I, folks, will be on the call this entire weekend. Stay tuned for us coming here at the Slippery Reliable Studios. And shout out to everybody's work here today that covered the WID tournament. Congrats to Cappuccino Jones and Kylie Ray on winning the respective WID championships, both men and women. And of course, y'all's work with GCW. And stay tuned for Walter and I think Ryan Fish or somebody else. I can't remember. Too many people covering GCW Bloodsport, I believe, tomorrow. All right, Walter. So far, we got John Cena. We got Cody. It's so far 1-1, which I find kind of interesting. Considering when I look at the poll, it's dead even 50-50 right now, 2020. Walter, where do you stand? What happened Sunday night? Who leads the championship?
I will see Cena retaining. However, if it was me, I know JJ said round 2. To get to round 3, this is how I would do it. Okay, Cody made Cena sign when he was passed out in blood. Legally, that cannot happen. I would have Cody win the title here. Make you guys think he's the champion. And then the very next SmackDown, Cena can say, I did not sign that contract. That contract is not legally binding, and it forces Cody to have to give the title back. And that's it. That's another way he can ruin the wrestling. And then Cody has to give the title back to Cena because he's right. Legally, that contract is not binding. He was passed out. 1, 2. It's not ink. It's freaking blood that signed the contract. So I would go about it that way just to do something different and some creative booking. The problem is wrestling's never consistent. So they've done this angle before, and now everybody can do that. And anytime they do it again, the wrestler can say that. But
Accurate.
I would do it just to be creatively different, and I hope they do something like that. And then that pisses Cody off, which could be step 1 if he's going to turn heel right there. And it forces the third fight to happen after that, but because he had to give up the title. And then he says, now, if you want this title shot again, since you did that, you have to earn it. And Cody has to go through hell and back to get the third and final shot. But I would love it if they did something like that. But despite me and having I don't have the booking pen, so despite me saying all that, I think Cena retains here. I really do think Cena isn't losing until his very last match. I think he's very carrying this title until then.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I got 18, 17 days, some number like that left. And again, I mean, I think there's been shades of John Cena realizing, what am I doing? Since Backlash. And again, the people, they aren't booing him because he's a villain. They are reacting to the character because they love him. 25 years nearly earned of respect. And he's never been a man to, make excuses. But every match has basically been dick kick city, belt to the face, retainment. In a street fight, though, you do far more than that. And we know John Cena can take things to the extreme. If you look at Judgment Day 2005, for example, he's a man that can go street on you legitimately. Whether or not he still has it in him, though, is a whole different story. That being said, it looks like my poll actually just changed slightly with now I got 41 instead of 40. What they did here. Oh, okay, look at that. 21 pick Cody Rhodes, 20 pick John Cena. So 49, 51%. Again, it's practically the dead even, though. But let's see here. Cody, Cena. I think Cena's going to retain as well. The only way Cody actually wins if he shows up Sunday night. If he's going to get the real Cena, we get the real Cody. What's the real Cody? Dark-haired Cody Rhodes. That's when you know Cody Rhodes a turn, and he's willing to do absolutely everything, I think, to win that title. I want to see Cody go full-on, black hair, American Nightmare. Don't give a damn about your opinion. I'm not just the best wrestler. I am the captain, damn it. I am the quarterback. Give me that ball. I'm going to hold it fucking hostage. I think, again, unless Cody does that, John Cena is retaining. It's just one of those things right now where I don't see Seth being the sword to Cody Rhodes after being a shield last year, even if he does show up at SummerSlam, I don't see them pulling that trigger, although I would love that dynamic. I don't see them doing that. I think it's going to come down legitimately to just these two men, and it's going to come down to who values the championship more than their morale and audience outlook. And at the end of the day, I think regardless, Cena's going to do it. I got John Cena retaining as well. I do see your hand, Walter. What's up?
I just want JJ, because JJ and I like the fantasy book and we go on these places. I just want his opinion on what I said and if that could work.
I've heard you say it before, which is why I didn't say it, because I love it.
Silence speaks volumes. Simply put, there's a reason why these two haven't been booked by WWE yet, folks. Just saying. All right. Well, now it's time to conclude the conversation with everyone's favorite John Cena fan. And please follow Dominguez's on the social media. Shout out to Arlene, who, of course, was in the chat earlier. So, Emmanuel Dominguez, you witnessed John Cena win the title live at WrestleMania. Do you hope to witness him finally lose it this Sunday from the comfort of your home at the first ever two-night SummerSlam in the main event? I think Emmanuel's losing his mind, quite literally.
Yes, I went to Gilbert, so so sick of Cena as champion. I mean,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. I mean, like, Noah, what if we have a Chris Jericho Triple H moment? Cody wins the title, and then like on Monday Night Raw, Cody comes out. Then we see finally The Roc come out, saying like it's like technically John Cena, like Walter mentioned, like John Cena never signed the contract, and that makes your title win a void, and that's how you give John Cena the title again. Because I don't buy this crap that he's going to become the real John Cena. John Cena is one of the worst wrestlers I've seen, and he's a big fat ass liar. You hear me? It's a ruse. He's gonna cheat again. They're trying to make Cody let his guard down. He really means it now, and he didn't even have to say sorry to the fans, and the fans cheer for John Cena. Like, yeah, you're back. You're back as babyface. No, he's not. He's lying to you. That's what a heel does. They lie to your face. What is great role model you have right there? And so, no, my pick is Cody Rhodes, because on the end of the night he's still gonna walk as champion, but the next night he's gonna give it back to the title, because that's the rule, isn't it? Not that whoever leaves that night as champion. So Cody technically holds the title, and then the next night he forfeits the title back to John Cena.
Well, for all we know,
it's ruining wrestling.
For all we know, John Cena could also have been lying for his teeth tonight, saying that you're right, Cody. I did something wrong. I literally flushed all that down the toilet when I bought into somebody's idea to make shocking television. Of course, referring to the final boss, The Roc. And eventually, people, they go back to their normal lives, et cetera, while the people who are supposed to be on the team kind of like left him alone. They kind of like highlight a bit of the promo here. It's almost like John Cena truly felt, quote unquote, sympathetic. We are talking about an actor from Hollywood, folks. But he says, all right, I got the wake-up call. You will get the real John Cena. You will get the man that never gives up. You will get the man that is now the record-setting 17-time world champion that lived by the words hustle, loyalty, and respect, because the champ is here. Will he still be here past Sunday night? The jury is out. Majority of us say yes. Some people say no. One thing's for certain, one of these two men will not be the same again, I think, following SummerSlam, if not both. But that's really all that is to SummerSlam Sunday. Again, it's a championship showcase where at the end of the day, the biggest stories are going to be what happens to John Cena and Cody Rhodes, and does Lyra move on to bigger and better things, or does she beat the man once again? And also, who survives the TLC clusterfuck? And Naomi, maybe she'll finally prove she's not a third wheel. Just saying. All right. And Rikishi might show up too. So that being said, before we dismiss Walter, JJ, is there any further thoughts you want to add towards the remainder of SummerSlam, the matches that we didn't talk about, your big expectations for Saturday, of course, the day you were most excited about? Walter, of course, you weren't here at all. And any last thoughts regarding SummerSlam here before we conclude?
If you want to do that, then you can go ahead and, no disrespect, but you can dismiss Emmanuel and Charles since they already did those predictions, and then it can just be the three of us for that.
All right, we'll go into the extended post show. So I think with that, Charles, thank you again. Please tell us where people can find you and give your closing thoughts to SummerSlam.
I'll say I put it under my thing now. Go look under Find Me on X, go to Williams 2010. And I cannot wait to see what kind of madness this 2 nights are going to cause.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Charles, good luck in the predictions. Make sure you finalize them 5:30 Standard Time tomorrow. Get some rest. We'll see you in the shenanigans in the chat. And if you want to be back on City Predicting or be back here again, part of Sikoa Studios, you're more than welcome, pal. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem. Can't wait.
Have a good night.
You too.
Emmanuel Dominguez, again, always appreciate you and Arlene. I put the graphic earlier, but go ahead, get your closing thoughts, get your closing rant out there, and where can people, of course, connect and find you? While, again, folks, he may hate John Cena, but he is being Arlene in the WWE Predictions League, so he has that bragging right, though she's still winning NXT. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, you can follow me at Emmanuel Dominguez, Instagram, EDM734. And the only reason why I went to Avatar, man, because Noah said only the real people who shows their faces want to talk about John Cena. That's why I went to Avatar, man, and went Gilbert, bro.
He didn't want to be seen. He went Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And to ask JJ's question from yesterday, trying to be cool. No, I hated Cena before I became cool. That's how much my hatred went from him. So have a good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of the night, and hope to speak to you on Saturday. And
Shenanigans. It's a harder word to say than you think. Well, fair enough. And then there's the wise 3 men of the Super Bravo Studios that put in all the work in. But shout out to the rest of the family, as they really have proven how far they've come and developed. Well, gentlemen, here we are. It's finally upon us. The biggest party ever in WWE history. SummerSlam, Saturday and Sunday, and a TLC match. So why don't we go ahead and close things out by getting y'all's complete thoughts on this weekend and this card. So let's go ahead and get right into what you guys weren't not part of. And let's start with who pretty much will be the opener after I learned officially from W.com, this will be the main event come Saturday night. So, JD, I'll start with you. What's your thoughts on the fuck going to happen in this tag team match with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and the jorts being stolen by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Wiseman and Paul Heyman? What's your thoughts on this tag team match, brother?
See, Braun and Son of Braun really need the victory to cement the vision.
It's funny.
Or as Papa Gino calls them, the Seth Riders.
Damn you, Gino. You're fucking brilliant. Subscribe.
So they really need that victory. But on the other hand, I can't see Roman losing 4 pay-per-views in a row.
Ain't that crazy?
Rumble, Chamber, Mania, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I can't see him losing 4 pay-per-views in a row. Yeah, you can pin Jey. Roman doesn't take the pinfall. Still gets an L, but at least you keep him strong. But I was watching the No DQ predictions last night for this night, and someone had mentioned having Roman and Jey get the dub, and then you can have Braun and the Son of Braun beat them up afterwards, tsunamis, ride Roman Reigns off TV, etc.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. So I'm going 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Yeet. All right, fair enough. Walter, do you agree? And since I do have the poll up here now, the 41 of you did go with your tribal chief and Jey Uso. 33 of you actually. 80% went with the original bloodline. This is as blunt as it gets, by the way. The two men that started this whole shebang back in 2020. That's some crazy shit. While the remaining 19.5% went with Braun and son of Braun. So not Braun Strowman, by the way. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I can't get behind that. That's too ridiculous, but hilarious. Walter, what do you think about this tag team match? What's your thoughts?
I love what JJ said about the whole jumping after, and we made a thing for the last 5 years or whatever the Roman's reign was. See what I did with his name?
Right. That's about right. 5 years. Continue.
To not bet against him. Like, damn it, I'm breaking the rule. I'm gonna go with the Bronsons. But I do get what JJ's saying, and it makes a hell of a lot of sense. So I'm probably doing this against my better judgment and being wrong, but I'm gonna go with the Bronsons just because I think they're gonna try to make this team strong and not to give away what I'm gonna say later. So I think there's a reason why they're going over. By hook or by crook, somehow they get it over. And obviously it ain't gonna be Roman that eats the pin. Or maybe they won't even count the match. Not that I want this to happen, but they're gonna end up not having a finish at all in this match, probably, to be honest.
Just thrown out?
They're gonna lose control, and then that beatdown is gonna happen, and technically there won't be a winner. But I'll still say the Bronsons for now, just for a point.
Well, technically, if it goes to no contest, then nobody wins. Everybody gets nothing because they've won a decision. But
exactly.
Look, I just can't see them wasting Roman Reigns here in some capacity. He's got to win. It's got to lead to something else. And I do think they're going to build a program of the spears. I think they're going to build Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker out of this. Because if Braun's already calling this his yard and wants to humble the top dog, you remember what happened with Undertaker and Roman Reigns in a bygone era, just saying, I'm waiting for Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns to go one-on-one. Is that a main event for a pay-per-view of this level? Not yet. But for a B-level pay-per-view, local, I don't know. Clash in Paris or a marquee match on something like Crown Jewel, I think absolutely it can be. So I think Roman Reigns and Jey Uso get their jorts back and also get the win back against the Oracle and the Vision. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. All right, simple enough. Let's move on from there and go into the next match Saturday night. I'm going to start with the poll, and then Walter, I will start with you as JJ kind of teased his thoughts. Let's talk about the Women's Tag Team Championships here, or, these titles they're trying to make relevant. Of course, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez representing the Judgment Day defend the gold against co-partners of coincidence, I'm going to call them. They're not friends. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Why? Because she's Charlotte Flair. Walter, 61% are going with new champions, while 39% think they're going to retain. The story of Judgment Day is we hold all the multi-person gold, even though we don't have a men's or women's tag team division. But hey, that's why Finn Balor's got power and he's the leader of Judgment Day, right? And again, Finn Balor bestowed this title on Roxanne Perez because Liv Morgan's injured. Do you think we actually get new tag team champions? It's a new direction for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss? Or is it just going to be another team that wasn't a team to begin with, just by circumstance, completely diminish and have fallout with each other? What do you think happens here?
You know what? This one's actually pretty hard to call for me because it's like, believe it or not, yeah, I know, make fun of me. I actually want Charlotte and Alexa to win this match. And yeah, I know all the shit I've talked about Charlotte, not her biggest fan. But it'll be cool to see that in this side of her. However, for some reason, I feel like they're going to have the Judgment Day keep these titles. If Liv, really depends on if Liv's injury is less than a year. I think they're going to re-diagnose her, and if she can actually come back, and it's less than 2 years, like just a year, they might keep the titles on here just so that Liv has something to come back for, or lose it like right before Liv returns, so that Liv can be like, what the hell, you guys can't survive and keep titles without me, like something like that. So I just feel like it's only their first defense against Charlotte and Alexa. Rivalries are built to more than one match. I think, what is this? The second time they fought? This is the first officially for the title. Because I think the last time was a triple threat or something, right?
It was a fatal four-way at
Fatal
Evolution, and
four-way.
they were not
Yeah.
involved in the decision. But Charlotte Flair did save Alexa Bliss from a spear from Zarya. That could have been all the difference with your NXT finally winning those belts as they should have them. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the chance of retaining.
Okay.
But I'm not the strongest in my decision. But I'm just gonna go for it.
Walter, I'm just going to say this right now to you. How many times have you gone against your gut with certain factors that seem definitively obvious, the system, and it bit you in the ass? Sometimes, man, take a risk, trust your gut, ride or die on your own sword. Shout out to my friend Ashley, who I say the same thing to all the damn time. And again, your prediction's not final until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, for the whole weekend. Keep that in mind. Well, I already know it's a little bit partisan here for the first time with you two. So, JJ, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, first time ever tag team dynamic. You think they become the new tag team champions?
I do.
Elaborate.
So, okay. Much like Walter, everybody knows the sour taste in my mouth that Charlotte Flair leaves.
Correct.
I think the only person that I like less than Charlotte is Candice LeRae. I knew I'd get you to pop for that.
Yeah.
And Aubrey Edwards, but that's another story for another time.
Hey, we respect Aubrey.
I just had to get a reaction.
We put that behind
So,
us.
anyways,
Continue.
I'm enjoying the humble side of Ashley Flair.
That's putting it politely.
I am enjoying the humble side that Charlotte has been portraying lately. And, you know, all the dirt sheets swore it was going to be Charlotte versus Alexa at SummerSlam. And yeah, you've been proven to be wrong again. Eat a dick.
Damn. Very limited one, don't you?
I do feel that's coming. But I feel that's coming at WrestleMania.
The slow burn.
So how do you execute the slow burn? You give him the tag titles. You let him run his champ. Titles around Rumble. Then you can I completely froze.
You did. It's all good. Try again.
You can have them lose the titles around the Rumble, and then you can kind of go from there and slow build from there to Mania. You know, elimination in the Rumble, elimination at the Chamber, build to it.
Yeah, especially since they
But I
removed,
feel like something has to be done. I feel like something has to be done to make those belts matter again.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even though Liv is injured and probably going to be out of action for at least a year, she's going to get involved here. Even if all that happens is her music hits over the PA.
Yes.
To distract. Because let's not forget, it was Liv, AJ, and Finn that were going to bring down the Judgment Day.
Yep.
If Liv's music hits, costing Raquel and Roxanne the titles, and Charlotte and Alexa get them, and then if AJ can beat Dominik, that's part of that plan.
Judgment Day taken down from within once again. All right.
And because Finn gave the belt to Roxanne, he's been the puppet master on the inside all along, planting the pieces where he needs them.
Mm-hmm. I get what you mean, and it does feel like putting Charlotte Flair in this tag team dynamic have softened her character appeal.
Something.
There you go. I got caught myself by my own gimmick. There we go. It makes sense. It feels like it's softened her dynamic with the WWE universe, because I think the biggest thing when it comes to Charlotte Flair, they just don't want to see her constantly involved wearing or dealing with the world championship. But the tag team title offers a different dynamic because it's not just her. She's co-starring with another player. And this unique dynamic of we're not friends, you can be my cheerleader during my match. It's been rather fun as of late on SmackDown as I have seen it. But at the end of the day, the story with Judgment Day is we hold the multi-person gold. I bestowed this upon you for a reason, Finn Balor to Roxanne. Liv showing up or not, that little eulogy does bring this all into question. But I do think still they're going to have the Judgment Day retain. Otherwise, if they do win for the moment, I could also see it immediately turn over very shortly after, and they might literally spark the wheels on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Because I still go in the back of my mind, if a draft is to happen, this might be the one part of the draft that doesn't affect anything, because these titles are supposed to be on all three brands. That's a whole different conversation. Either way, I think the champs are going to retain. So I'm in the minority, and I like that. And Arlene Dominguez says new tag team champions herself. Safet would have thought here, because he's a fan in the chat. Remember, Finn doesn't like someone else have more power. Roxanne needs to be careful if it happened to her too. Well, Finn Balor, it might be his own undoing. He's the one that's orchestrated Roxanne Perez being part of Judgment Day, as long as I can remember. Just saying. And again, this could be a domino effect on what happens Sunday, to JJ's point, when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship on one Dominik Mysterio. We saw what happened in the mixed tag. Just saying. All right. Well, good stuff. Let's go ahead and move on from there. Now, JJ, of course, elaborated a little bit on this. So, Walter, will get your thoughts on this match. And if JJ wants to add anything further, he's more welcome to. Let's talk about this double celeb clash. Even though technically Logan Paul is a signed WWE superstar, I do recognize that. But still, though, full-time, jury's out. He's still more of a viral influencer, and he's very still part-time. I don't think he's had like 35 matches underneath his WWE career. It's Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Biggest fan of the night. All four men kind of came to blows. I've heard the proverbial jabs from Jelly Roll to Logan Paul. No lies detected. We got the tag match. They found a way to get the Scot over from UK, across a private jet to America. Folks, this match is happening. And at the end of the day, you got to wonder what is next for Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton, while Jelly Roll is living out a, I would say, childhood dream, being a WWE fan his whole life, teaming alongside his favorite WWE superstar and Arlene's favorite WWE superstar, which I'm pretty sure I know her pick, will be Randy Orton. And currently, the poll right now, Walter, before I give it to you, they currently have, wow, that's pretty damn definitive. 95% in favor of Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. 2 people picked Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So I don't think one lucky punch is going to be the story here, but I could be made a liar for all I know as well. So, Walter, who you got on this celebrity clash affair?
See, I'm not the only one with the puns. I saw what you do that. See, I'm actually a fan of Jelly Roll, and I know that that's one of his songs, Liar. And when I saw what you did that, so respect, Noah. I see what you did there.
Well, also one, my mom's a fan of Jelly Roll. I appreciate Jelly Roll, not just for his music, but the type of man he is, Reformed Christian, God bless him. And I also was at SummerSlam Live last year, where Liar was not only the official theme, he performed it. And he also gave one hell of a great choke slam to Grayson Waller. Anyway, back to current day. Continue.
I respect how hard he's trained in his weight loss journey. It's almost so obvious because of the celebrity pop for Randy Orton and him to win that if I were booking, I would make Logan Paul and Drew win just as to get the shit booed out of them. No, like seriously, because they would get such heat, and you need that. Logan needs that. He's such an asshole that it fits that to get that thing. But I think SummerSlam is kind of the there's a joke on other websites and things. They call it the hot WrestleMania. It's pretty much WrestleMania in the summer. And, I think they're going to do it. It's for the feel-good moment, for the make everybody happy. I think Jelly Roll gets the win for his team, or maybe Orton does the RKO and then Jelly tags Jelly Roll in just to get the cover for that pop. At least get the taste of the other celebrity hosting out of my mouth and let this celebrity have something good to do. So I think it'll be a fun match to showcase to see how hard Jelly Roll has trained for this, and I think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll do get it. But man, I would absolutely love it if Logan Paul and Drew pull it out.
I almost wonder, JJ, can Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul actually coexist, or kind of like when we thought about the women's tag match? Could this be a fallout for another feud for a man that was bored at work and another one that's very impulsive, but is also not seen here every week? So, again, I do think it offers a different dynamic, particularly for three people going forward. And whether or not we see Jelly Roll in the ring again after this, that's a whole different conversation. I think this will be kind of like a one-off deal. So any further thoughts you want to add? And for those that are wondering what happened tonight, smack a little spoiler alert for you. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, they are freaking hype. They clashed with Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre in the middle of the ring. Oh my gosh! And freaking Randy Orton went on an RKO spree as I look back at the clip against all of security because, again, they wanted to save the big money celebrity match. And, of course, there's no holding back Randy Orton. Why Jelly Roll basically got a chance to show what he's made of, choke slamming a security guard. So I think you all know what Jelly Roll is going to try and do to Logan Paul. And pretty damn good choke slam, like I said, once again. So, Jelly Roll hot. So, JJ, anything for you want to add regarding this? Any change in perspective on the result, what Walter said, or basically are we just still on the same page with this, with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton winning?
Still on the same page.
Okay, just want to make sure. I figured that was pretty easy. But let's see if we're all right or if we're all wrong. And again, Lyra, good song. He also has some other good songs too. Let's go ahead and shift gears. We're going to let you lead this because you talked about this. And then we'll get Walter's the thoughts on towards this. Because again, you're still very, very, very partisan, fickle, conflicted, whether or not that bitch is ready to seize not only the moment, but the championship. WWE Women's Championship on the line Saturday as Tiffany Stratton defends the gold against Jade Cargill. Mutual respect with these two, as we've seen. We've even seen Tiffany Stratton come to the aid of Jade Cargill after the secret Hervis, and Chelsea Green try to get the better of her. And as I look at the poll right now, JJ, right now the champion's in the minority at 30%. 70% are going with Jade Cargill getting the title. Whether or not they think she's ready or offering towards the crown jewel Naomi and Jade Cargill dynamic, Jade versus Naomi for the fourth time this year, different conversation. Now, I know you talked about this a little bit yesterday, but again, I wonder, because you were still very partisan, I feel like, on this. Has your outlook changed at all towards this match? Do you feel more confident in your decision? And then Walter will get your thoughts. What do you want to add?
I want to defer to Walter because you forget, sir, he is as big of a Jade mark as I am.
Fair enough.
And Tiffany came up in his NXT just like she came up in mine. So he's probably just as conflicted in this as I am.
Well, I mean, Tiffany Stratton wants Jade Cargill at 100%, and that was about the only last thing moment here and clip here at SmackDown, of course, tonight. So, Walter, go ahead. What do you guys say? Is this Jade Cargill's final culmination, considering she did win Queen of the Ring? Or is it her first chance to show how far WWE truly have shaped her to be maybe one day that diamond to shine as champion? And this is your first taste of what she's capable of. Again, some people have been saying she's been very choreographed, slow, safe. Tiffany Stratton, far beyond that. I think Tiffany and Jade could have great chemistry, and this could be a sleeper match of the night. But do you have a new champion?
I love Jade. You guys know how I feel about her, and I just something she may not be completely ready for, and I think they might be pulling the trigger in SummerSlam, but I don't think so. I think Tiffany retains, and it's what I said, but backwards. I said that they were gonna wait to win. Naomi cashes in and beats her. Now that Naomi has the title, she's not gonna want Jade to be on the same level and have her title. I think Naomi interferes with this match and lets Tiffany, even though she don't like Tiffany, it's not as a favor for Tiffany. Her hatred for Jade is more. She's not gonna let Jade walk out with this title. and then you could build it, and then at WrestleMania you let Naomi hold that title back, and Jade beats Naomi for that other title. Because let's face it, look at Jade, look at her body, look at everything. That's a Raw superstar. USA is gonna, or sorry, Netflix is gonna want her on Raw. And with that, and look at the red she's wearing now. They're gonna want that nice title belt, fresh off Naomi on Netflix. Jade's gonna carry Raw in the women's division, but they're gonna slow build it. I know it sounds so far, and you're like, damn, WrestleMania is mad far. But look at Twitter and look at how they continue this beef. When you're friends in real life and you love each other in real life, you can make the on-screen chemistry, the hate that you're supposed to have, so good. But I just feel like even if it's not WrestleMania, it could be earlier. I feel like Jade's gonna beat Naomi for her title, and Naomi's like, I'm above you, bitch, and she's always saying that you're not on my level. I don't think she's gonna let Jade, especially when they're in the same building. Yeah, it might be different nights. I'm not sure. One title, the titles are on different nights, right? Naomi's
Yes,
title
they
shot.
are. That
Yeah,
one's on Saturday. That one's on Sunday.
but she's still in the same arena. She's not gonna want her to win the title. So I think Naomi interferes. As much as it pains me to say, I don't think Jade walks out with the title. She may win the match, but it's more about the title.
Yeah, it's definitely about the title because it would be Jade Cargill's first singles world championship in her young wrestling career, period. All right, JJ, anything further you want to add after that? Because you're still going with Jade Cargill, aren't you? You both are split. All right. Well, that being said, let's keep this gravy train rolling. Where is LA Knight? Yeah, seriously. Freaking Crimey's not on this card. Damn it. Come on, WWE, get your shit together. But I guess we can kind of say they got their shit together because you both weren't part of this conversation, I think. Karrion Kross is on the card against everyone's favorite Muppet. Karrion Kross is looking to prove that he was right and wants Sami Zayn to utter those words. He goes one-on-one against Sami Zayn, where Sami Zayn says, you think you know me so well that I know myself not as much, but I'm going to prove to you that I know myself better than anybody and that you were wrong. Literally a match of pride, a self-pride in who they are and what the other believes that they are. A one-on-one grudge match, talk about threes. Here's a match that's going for the third time. We saw what happened in Saudi Arabia when Sami Zayn won, and on Monday Night Raw when Karrion Kross bludgeoned Sami Zayn's ribs with a steel pipe and got a massive win to an ovation by the audience. Hashtag push Kross. Walter, we're going to start with you this time. So what do you think about this singles dynamic? It's a must-win, I think, for both, considering Sami Zayn's been put through hell since he signed for hell to stay on Monday Night Raw after Seth Rollins offered him a way out. But Karrion Kross has been clamoring for this moment, and the fans have been waiting for him to seize a moment where arguably one of these two could futurely challenge for the World Championship. Wouldn't that be something crazy? Considering one has been looking for the World Championship since NXT, the other one's been looking for the World Championship as well since NXT, just drawing the parallels there with both of these men. Walter, who you got winning this grudge match? It's the hat trick. It's the third. It's the rubber. It's a neutral one where one gets to say, I was right. The other has to accept they were wrong. Who wins?
I flip back and forth with this, but I know you said both men need it. I think Cross needs it more. I mean, this man's been in obscurity, got himself over with fans, got his merchandise over, and it seems like the juggernauts of the WWE don't want to get behind him. But I think Cross pulls it off. I think Cross pulls it off. Sammy goes away for a while, and could you just please bring back El Generico. Like, just do it on WWE TV. If there was ever a chance, if there ever was a glimmer of hope, it's this. And then he can admit that Cross was right. And he goes down this, he goes down on himself so bad that he has to revert back to an old gimmick to get his confidence back. Let him lose his smile, his confidence, like Sean back, and bring El Generico, man. I would hop so hard. I doubt it. It's like 1% chance of that happening, but I think Cross wins it. I just got that feeling Cross is they're finally gonna pull the trigger. They can't. You can only ignore the fan. Well, if you're Vince, you can ignore him forever, but you can only ignore it for so long. I think Cross finally goes over on this.
All right. Well, JJ, again, Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn, flip a coin if you wish. It's almost, again, 50-50. 51% with Karrion Kross, 49% with Sami Zayn. Which side do you lean on?
Karrion Kross.
Okay. And I actually agree with both of you.
Plain and simple. As much as I love Animal, my lovable human Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Ole! As much as I love Animal, Walter's 100% right. Kross needs this victory. Sammy got the win in Saudi. Kross gets the win here.
Yeah, then it just feels like to me, if Karrion Kross doesn't win here, he will remain obsolete and catering obscurity, I think, for the rest of his time.
Yeah, you can't even put him on Speed anymore because this is the second week in a row that Speed hasn't aired.
Oh, really?
So Speed may be done now. So we can't even demote him to Speed.
That's ironic and funny at the same time. And also, that's kind of sad to think that if Karrion Kross wasn't here, he probably would have been put on that. All right. Well, fair enough. We're all going with Karrion Kross. Hashtag push Kross. Okay. Good stuff. Well, again, you were there for the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, now we know officially that will be the main event of Saturday, as it should be. Damn it. So, Walter, let's go ahead and get your thoughts towards that. If JJ wants to add anything else, maybe you might sway his judgment. You haven't been an influencer yet. Let's see what you can do here. And we did talk about, me and JJ, the extra stipulation that, of course, Mammon and Riff did put in, despite the fact, again, most people are saying this might be legit. What's work? What's shoot? What's fake? What's real? You tell me. Tinfoil hat, Jason Ventura conspiracy theory. But let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship, Walter. Of course, I already did the gimmick earlier. The Ring General Gunther defends the gold against CM Punk. Try to shut the fans up from saying you tap out. CM Punk trying to prove it to himself how much he needs this and why the moniker best in the world is something he earned versus a consolation prize. So says Gunther. Walter, straight up, I give you two questions. Who leaves with the gold if it's just these two men, but do you see Seth freaking Rollins hobbling his way, fake or real, cashing in?
So in the predictions, what we do is say who walks away with the championship, not who wins the match. So neither one of these people walk away with the championship because yes, Seth comes in and cashes in right when it looks like Punk is gonna win. Why? Why wait? Because a lot of people say even if he cashed in, you could let Punk have the title for a few and stick it to him. But Seth said, as long as I'm breathing, you will never ever be champion again. Seth's gonna be true to his word. Right when it looks like Punk is gonna win, he's gonna come out, his music's gonna hit, he's gonna cash in, and Seth is gonna walk away with that damn title. And I've said it since day one when he got hurt. I've said it, knowing, I said I think he has been hurt, but it's not as bad as what they made it seem. So they gave him some time off to rehash and rehab it. So they did that injury angle. So I'm not saying that it's not fake, his injury. He's really injured, but that wasn't when he got injured. It wasn't that match that he showed it. They did that and made it look like an impromptu LA Knight win. But I feel like they just wanted to give him more time because he just wasn't fully healed from a previous injury. And they gave him time off. I really think neither one of these two men are walking out of SummerSlam with the title. It's going to be Seth. And they're going to make it a ruse this entire time.
All I know is that the No DQ review is going to be extremely interesting come Tuesday night. Stay tuned for more on that, folks. That being said, I'm just going to say this. No, fuck no. Respect Gunther, respect the legacy of the big gold belt, respect his pedigree as champion, and you fans get out of the past when he made your boy pass out. I want to see Gunther make CM Punk pass out, whether Seth Rollins tries to cash in, Punk versus Vendetta against him. Both these men can't succeed or move ahead without each other being the roadblock to each other. Tries to cash in, fails, get clothesline from all the way in Austria, and freaking incapacitated. I think Gunther should justifiably win this match, still be heavyweight champion, and leave finally on a grand stage as the champion. Damn it. Treat the man with some respect. Prove the mat is sacred, okay? And honestly, CM Punk is in his own proving warfare to show that I can go with the best of them. I can be champion again. But does he need the freaking title? I don't think so. And yes, I know there's always a plan B. He was the one that sold to the Authority. He was the one that destroyed the Shield. He was the one that took a wise man from Roman Reigns just this year at WrestleMania in what many call the WrestleMania match of the weekend. And it wasn't a freaking title match. It was a triple threat main event on Saturday night. First time ever.
Saturday.
They're not copyright. But either way, Gunther better fucking leave with this title, or I'm gonna be on my own damn ranting if I'm hosting shenanigans, and I gotta be the one to tell you, you can forget that shit. And as far as Seth cashing in, if he doesn't do it here or attempt to do it here, I still kind of want to hold out that he becomes the sword to Cody Rhodes, stabs the man in the back. Now, people are saying that John Cena legitimately turned face tonight. Did he act or did he actually go face, folks? Wait till Sunday. Who's the villain? Who's the hero? Who's the villain in their own story that doesn't want to be the hero? Shades of Switchblade Jay White back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's the villain of Nostradamus for you. But no, I'm going with Gunther retaining, and I'm going to say Seth is no. JJ, anything further you want to elaborate regarding what Walter said and me still staying on my own freaking sword that Gunther should leave with the championship and Seth needs to keep that briefcase by his side for the time being?
I am just going to reiterate what I said last night.
Go ahead.
Because I firmly believe it, and I'm gonna die on this hill with a stake of holly through my heart.
Same. I salute you, even if we're on different battle lines. Go ahead.
If Seth Rollins returns and cashes this in, Goldberg was right. And fans don't want Goldberg to be right. They want Goldberg to appear like he's a bitter old man.
Yep.
So, do you prove that Goldberg was right, or do you hold off? That's what it all comes down to for me. And I get Triple H, Paul Levesque could give two fucks about Bill Goldberg.
Accurate.
Maybe he's calmed down in his older age, now that he's an office guy, now that he's running the show. Maybe he actually can respect what Goldberg did for his part of the industry. But if Seth Rollins comes out and this injury was a work, Goldberg was right. And he was screwed at Saturday night's main event. Because the time in the match for the injury that was eaten up on television, when they could have been running that commercial break that they went to right before Goldberg's speech, by the way.
I did go watch that.
But the time that they ate up there is time that could have been for Goldberg's speech.
Yeah. You rest your case, Your Honor. Well, one thing's for sure, JJ. Either you or I will be right about this match, depending on who leads with the big gold belt Saturday night. And we keep saying LA Knight. I do think it kind of would be poetic if LA Knight screwed CM Punk, considering get to the back of the line. And maybe they'd be able to feud up between those two men. Maybe that could be a subplot. Maybe we don't have to think about Seth freaking Rollins. Because if he's legitimately injured, then we shouldn't even be saying his name. I'm just saying. So, again, Gunther, just leave it.
It's Seth Rollins, not Joe Hendry.
You had to freaking say his damn name.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You son of a bitch. Freaking did the Chris.
I believe in
Speaking of
Joe
that-
Hendry just like you. Hold on, Walter. I believe in Joe Hendry just like you need to believe in Chase University.
Never. Never.
Speaking of that, did any of you gentlemen watch NXT?
I do the simple med routine. I look at the highlights in the top 10. What are you referring to?
I just want to know if it was my feed or were the legit glitches where they kept showing Joe Hendry's face like by accident during the middle of some of the matches. Like it happened like 2 or 3 times, and I can't get
Okay,
confirmation online.
so here's the thing. Okay, I did not watch NXT, but when I did the space yesterday, my impromptu space, either James or DJ brought it up, and they said it happened during the Lash Legend match specifically. And when they said that, put on your tinfoil hats, but I concocted my own conspiracy. Okay. And I don't know if this is going to be legit, if this is going to be canon, whatever. But if that's the case, and the only time that it happened was during Lash Legends match, then Joe Hendry or someone from TNA is playing mind games with Trick.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's not forget that Trick and Lash are a couple in real life. So if Joe Hendry's face is appearing on the screen while his woman is wrestling, that could be subtle mind games to Trick to try and cost him the title down the line.
That time needs to go home to TNA sooner rather than later, so I'm going to say it. He hasn't wrote a song about Lash Legend and Trick yet, and I hope that he does sooner rather than later. Okay, fair enough. All right.
To be fair, I think it happened twice for me, but it was during Lash was the first one, and I think it was during one other match, but I could be wrong. You know my memory.
Again, the highlights I don't think justify all those glitches either, but it's easier than, dealing with TV. Fuck television. All right. That being said, a majority are actually going with does Seth freaking Rollins catch it at SummerSlam? 61% say yes. 39% say no. But at the end of the day, as far as the World Championship, the majority is actually going with, as far as the two men, CM Punk. But not by much. It's 58% versus 41% for the Ring General Gunther. So that being said, we'll see what happens. All I know, Gunther, you better fucking leave with that title. And if you don't make Punk tap out, make him pass out. And tell those fans to shut up, you idiots. All right. And prove why the match is sacred. Okay. Well, that concludes Saturday. Let's go into Sunday because, of course, we did start with Sunday. And speaking of Jade Cargill versus Naomi, let's go ahead and have Walter lead into this. And then we'll go to Jada because I don't think you were here when we were talking about this match. Here's the other half of your cause and effect. And it wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if this was Sunday's opener, considering, hey, WrestleMania Sunday night. Top that shit. Naomi, first defense. Defends the goat against Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and, of course, the genius of the Sky, Io Sky. After giving us the women's cash-in of the century of the women's WrestleMania stage, Evolution, during that incredible main event match, we now find Naomi literally defending the gold against the two very women that main evented that night. And she still feels like the third wheel in this case, looking to prove everybody wrong. Even though she got a massive pop, I don't think she's been justified in her stance as champion since being now on Monday Night Raw. Again, one's on Raw, one's on SmackDown. Let's keep that in mind. Of course, you know how I feel about triple threats, though, guys. Buffer, fall person. Walter, try and complete the formula. Who you got leaving with the gold? And if you say anybody besides Naomi, I'm taking you off this feed.
Bro, you know I'm not going to go against my girl. You know I love Trinity. Naomi walks away, and unfortunately, I think Io Sky's the buffer. Rhea somehow gets thrown out of the ring for a little bit when the finish happens, and then Naomi pins Io Sky, unfortunately. But yeah, there's no way you make her do all that, have this gimmick, get over like that, and then freaking lose her first defense. I would take a hiatus from WWE if they do that. I swear.
Wow. I thought I was crazy with the freaking promise for free, and I'm going to leave that alone on my Horseman hide panel. You don't need to know about that. What's ironic here, JJ, nobody's picked Io Sky as potentially to win this match. Not a single person. 80% did go with Naomi with the fact that, well, she just won the title. It's her first defense, right? She should hold on to at least one time, right? But 8 people did go with Mommy, Rhea Ripley. Now, whether or not they believe Mommy should still be on top or is the bigger star overall, by the way, no lies intended, still the bigger star overall with these 3, or want to be champion by the time we go down under in Australia for Crown Jewel, It's a whole different conversation. Or, dare I say it, they want to see Rhea Ripley versus Cena Valkyria for the Women's Heavyweight Championship, considering Cena Valkyria waits for the winner at Clash in Paris following this match Sunday. Just saying. Anything further you want to add regarding this and Naomi trying to prove a point that she's anything but a third wheel?
I got Naomi taking this one. You know, she can't lose it this early. If Mommy is going to get the title, it needs to happen in Perth, Australia. I think that's the place to do it. Get her that hometown pop. Give Naomi a nice couple-month run with it. Let her go against Io one-on-one at the Clash in Paris. Well, no, Stephanie Valkyria gets that title shot.
Yes, she does. Botch. She won the Battle Royal.
I'm confusing which belt is which. That's all that is.
Well, they both kind of look the same, if we're being perfectly honest, but please continue.
So give Stephanie that title match in Paris. If they make anything for September, give Io the shot there. Let Rhea get the match in Perth. Done deal. You know, but Naomi has to win this.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here's how confident. You want to know something, JJ, Walter? You want to know something? This right here should be the most obvious match to predict this year in WWE. And fuck it, I'll say it. If it's not, if Naomi loses, where Jeff Chadwick says she might as well become a fucking dactyl and made me almost choke on my burners. If Naomi loses, I will freaking rip off the suit, go in black jeans, white tee, gold chain. I don't have a do-rag. Sunglasses and freaking freestyle rap Ice Cube Today Was a Good Day and full on the air for free.
All right, so that's something to look forward to on a post-show for Sunday if that happens. So,
and then Heian will literally cut this company out into oblivion.
Now you're making me want her not to win now.
Right? Right?
Shut up.
Considering how much trash he usually talks about rap music.
You know, when I was once a wee lad, I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and the rest is history. There was one song that was actually good rap, and Ice Cube, that probably might be the only song I know by him, and that was actually decent. Ironically enough, I was really telling that about a coworker today. I've learned a lot about different music and melodies. You had the freaking Today Was a Good Day, then you got freaking Footsteps in the Dark by Isley Brothers that use a slower melody of that music. Music's fucking weird, weirder than wrestling. Anyway,
you know what? I think the reason Noah likes that song is because the opening lyric. Just waking up in the morning and I gotta thank God.
It is a good opening lyric. I will say that. All right. And again,
but
I don't know. This is kind of odd.
I think a new key gets introduced, to be honest. I really feel like because of what I said happens to Jade, Jade's going to try to interfere in this match. And Naomi is going to Shawn Michaels it. She's going to have some kind of diesel. I don't know who it is. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like she's got a counter to Jade.
See, and you weren't here yesterday, so I'll go ahead and repeat this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Naomi is going to cost Jade.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bianca might cost Jade.
The jury is out where Bianca stands with both these women and if she will be involved this weekend. Again, also like Bayley, she's not involved at SummerSlam either. And Nia Jax's down in NXT right now after freaking annihilating Last Legend. So there's your next feud there with Trick's wife.
Yeah, but I still feel there's something there with Bianca in this angle. And now that Naomi has moved to Raw, in order to keep things going and moving and progressing, you've got to have a new adversary. And I think it's going to end up being Bianca.
Yeah, I mean, again, the jury is out. Whether Bianca screws either woman, whether Naomi and Jade screw each other and neither woman leaves with gold, or whether or not they both focus on their own agendas and maybe both achieve their goal. Y'all know what I mean? Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, well, this freaking crazy train is all gas, no brakes. Stop it, Arlene. Let's go ahead and move it.
And she wouldn't have to pay to do it?
Mm-hmm.
You know she's always willing to pay to embarrass you, but you're willing to give this up for free?
WWE, for once, do the right thing in your fucking company's history. For once. That's how much
Please.
trust I'm putting into the WWE. I mean, if Walter's going to take a hiatus, I'll freaking boycott this company and sign my resignation here at some of the studios and go straight to AEW for life. I'll start calling Dynamites if they fuck this up. Anyway, I should have called Dynamite this Wednesday. What a fucking match with Heyman and Moxley. Anyway, moving on. The humidity was too damn high. That weather was ridiculous.
I should have called Collision with that damn match with the
Dustin and Kyle. That was
no,
fucking
the
phenomenal.
women.
Oh,
Willow
well, I
and
mean,
Tekla?
Yeah.
Fat Willow Nightingale. I wonder which one Walter was going to pick. Can we just get the blind guts already, please? Anyway,
And
moving on.
And that was right after a stat match, so you know.
Yeah.
Well, again,
and
you
then
can't
the
stop
Athena
stats,
match was
but someone's got to
ridiculous.
give. Again, Dynamite
Anyways.
Collision, they've been going the right way lately. So, Tony Khan, keep up the great work. And I can't wait for Forbidden Door. I cannot believe what's about to fucking happen there. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming as we just started August. Welcome to August, by the way, everybody. Let's
That's
go
my
ahead and talk
birth
about
month.
right? God bless you. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Talk about families. Let's talk about Sikoa and Jacob Fatu clashing for the United States Championship inside a steel cage. And will we see, not Steve Harvey, but somebody moderate somehow the conclusion to this family feud? As of course we know in a steel cage match, the only way you win is pinfall, submission, or escaping the cage via through the door or over the top. So let's go ahead and see if you all believe there will be a brand new United States champion. Was a transitional moment, or is Chicago 2 going to do something fucking ridiculous and later on go on to bigger and better things? I think about what I saw at the Royal Rumble, for example, with the Samoan Werewolf, and I think about again, he's already proven he can win a championship. Let's see him aim for higher things. It's not really a workhorse, but it's something. That being said, Walter, what do you think about this match where Solo tried to get Jacob arrested with a false hit and run accusation, and what happened on SmackDown tonight with Jimmy Bludgeon, but Jacob clearing house as Solo looked on, seeing this rapid animal he's going to be in the cage with? Who you got leaving with the goal?
Dude, they finally letting Solo show his character. I'm loving it because he's funny as shit. When he got arrested and everything was funny. But
Yeah, right.
I'm glad they're letting this. But, you know, haha, the whole reason for a cage is to keep everyone out. But you know how it is. They're going to freaking find a way for the family to interfere. So I think Solo retains. Valiant effort by Jacob Fatu, but somehow a chain cutter, something, or you know, somebody
Cutter.
prevents Jacob from getting over the cage. Something's gonna happen. They find a way to interfere regardless. The cage ain't really. It's just there for aesthetics. It's not gonna keep anyone out. It's
Yeah.
back in the day. It's to keep people in and no one. The two competitors in and no one can get out. But we know how it is. So Jacob Fatu unfortunately has to eat another loss here. But Solo and this, come on, he just got the title. Like, why did you get this big win over your cousin just to freaking get the title back and forth? Can we get a lengthy U.S. title and actually defend it over and over again and make this title at least? I mean, you're doing it with the women Intercontinental title now. Can you do it with the men's U.S. title and kind of make it important again? So Solo continues. And I think Jacob Fatu, it's time for him to move on to bigger and better things and other titles because I really think he's the superstar for the present right now. You're looking for other superstars to make because John Cena is on the way out and other people are getting older. It's Fatu. So let's strap the rocket on him. Solo retains.
All gas, no brakes, right, JJ? When I was talking about John Cena's heel run being nothing but nostalgia, but looking at this generation that he could pass the torch off to, I thought about Carmelo Hayes. I thought about Braun Breaker. I thought of Jacob Fatu. Back at the Royal Rumble, which we called, you saw the subtle turn side when John Cena ran by him as Jacob Fatu was eliminated. Hindsight, just saying. I think Jacob Fatu is definitely a future main event and a future world champion. And I think Jacob Fatu and John Cena could literally wreck shop. That being said, it's almost 50-50 here with this match, actually. 51% with Jacob Fatu regaining, Why 49% with Sikoa retaining? And at the end of the day, he does have the MFTs. He does have Bloodline 4.0, whatever you want to call it. And Jeff Cobb and Tonga Loa and Hikuleo. And the jury is out whether or not we finally get Tama Tonga. Coming back as well. So again, JJ, what do you think about this match?
Take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But if rumors are to be believed, WrestleCon this weekend in New Jersey.
Yes.
Rikishi and Haku were pulled from their appearances.
Oh, Lord.
Rikishi, of course, the father of Solo Sikoa, the uncle of Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
Haku, the father of Tongaloa and Hikuleo. So they may get involved.
Oh,
Finally, getting some extended bloodline elders involved in the stories.
Yeah. Let's put it politely.
Don't know if they will. I don't want to get in the tinfoil hat too much here with my conspiracy theories.
Fair enough.
You know, if we had the X-Files music queued up, we could play that a little bit, you know. But
I can't get that, not copyright.
if there was ever an opportunity, it seems like this would be it. Especially since the next big four is Survivor Series War Games.
Who knows what the hell's going to go down there?
In San Diego, which granted is SoCal, but the Fatu family are NorCal natives. So just throwing that out there.
Not too far of a travel, I imagine, down the 450.
Especially if you're looking at Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, insert somebody here, versus Solo, Tama, Loa, Tala, insert somebody, and JC Mateo.
Jeff Cobb.
So whether it's Sammy coming back as the honorary use, whether it's Rikishi himself standing by his sons in Roman, legitimate family feud war games. Where's Steve Harvey for the referee?
Top three answers on the board, folks. Let's go. I fear for Steve Harvey's life if he had to mediate these two families, let alone our family feud. I don't think the two would literally leave with freaking mutual demeanors. I feel like there'd be a backstage casualty. Jesus.
Well, can't be Richard Dawson.
No.
Can't be Ray Combs. Can't be Louis Anderson.
No.
They're all dead.
Richard Kahn, I don't think he wants to handle that.
No.
Or John
He would say, I don't think so, Tim.
Accurate.
Steve Harvey it is, man.
Longest running host, I believe, in Fan Feud history. So kudos to him on making that show so reviving, including in Africa. So
still not the best host, in my opinion. It'll always be Richard Dawson.
I agree.
The OG, and there's a point. There's still Zilla Fatu. There's still Lance Anoa'i. You know, to the spoiler that was posted earlier in the chat that I deleted and banned that user.
What spoiler?
Zilla did lose his House of Glory Crown Jewel Championship tonight.
Oh, shit.
So could he be on his way to the Fed?
I did see him live last year at SummerSlam in my section, taking it in. He was literally in my row. That was freaking.
So I'm just saying.
Hey,
the fact that Rikishi and Haku canceled their appearance SummerSlam weekend with this match inside of a steel cage where so many parts connect back to those. The only person that doesn't connect to them is JC Mateo.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Everybody else involved in this match, including Tama Tonga if he returns, connects back to one of them. So I'm just throwing it out there.
I feel like we're on the verge of a guerrilla warfare in the Fatu Haku camps. I'm just saying.
And not that I'm trying to wish this back, but if we get a final boss appearance on night 2, we all know he connects to the family also. I'm just saying, at this point, you may as well have Mary J. Blige's Family Affair start playing.
Far better talented woman, too. Fair enough. All right. Well, that was quite a unique way to really look at what has become bloodlines drawn. And
you want to know the funny part, though, Noah? You want to know what's even more hilarious?
What?
All that rambling I didn't say who I want to win.
Oh, shit, that's right.
I waxed so philosophical that I didn't even give a pick.
Well, let's go ahead and just do that now. What's your pick?
I'm going with Jacob.
Okay.
Because even though I do see him as the next evolution to the upper echelon, I don't think it's time yet. I think he's got some more to do. I can kind of understand the sentiment that you don't want to have him get beat too much. And if he wins the title, he's got to lose the title before he can get elevated. So if you just beat him here, especially since it's a cage match and he doesn't have to get pinned, and with shenanigans, he doesn't look weak. I can understand the logic and all that.
Yeah.
But at this point, with how they've booked Solo, I don't buy him as a viable single star.
Okay.
If they had done this with Solo, if they had strapped this rocket to him when he debuted at Clash of the Castle that year, I'd believe it. Because he had literally won the North American Championship on the NXT prior to Clash at the Castle, made his debut, and then got stripped on the next NXT because he wasn't an active participant in the match. I would have believed it then, because he never actually lost the North American title. But at this point, 2.5 years in, as much as he's been beaten and bruised and jobbed, I hate to say it, but it would be like Austin Theory winning the WWE Championship right now.
Damn.
It's just not believable. And you know how much I love A-Town Down.
Yes,
But I'm willing to call it the way it is. It wouldn't be believable right now.
All right. Can't buy
If he had cashed in the briefcase and won it instead of going after that stupid U.S. title, it would have been believable. He was on a hot streak then. Now, not so much.
And now he's in catering.
Actually, now he's injured, technically.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
That's why him and Grayson split.
Okay, the write off. All right.
They're using the injury as a way to finally break the team up, which is stupid because they had all that heat 9 months, almost a year ago. One to see Austin turn, one to see Austin go babyface, one to see the team dissolve, and they didn't pull the trigger, and now Theory gets injured, and that's how they're going to do it.
Well, maybe there's hope for the future down under in Australia. Grayson Waller, Austin Theory run it back during the Grayson Waller effect, turns into an impromptu match, and maybe they try and restore something there. Who knows? Anyway, all right, so we got one Solo, we got one Jacob, and I think at this point, after what they did with Jimmy Uso tonight on SmackDown, and Jacob stood tall. I think Solo is going to win and retain a little longer. I don't think they're going to be done with each other. I see this evolving into tag, war games, guerrilla warfare. I think you just literally set up the legitimate war games match I could see on the SmackDown side. If they choose to do one man, one women, God forbid they do one for each brand. Hell no. So yeah, I think you're on point there, but I definitely think that Solo Sikoa is going to retain. All right. Well, I think that only leaves one of the two matches left that Walter, I think, wasn't part of, as of course Emmanuel almost took us into the Twilight Zone during the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. But of course, you were there for that. But I don't believe you are here for the Men's Intercontinental Championship, Walter.
Neither of us were.
Okay, that's what I thought. This was the last match we were talking about that neither of you were here for. So, Walter, what do you think about this? Dominik Mysterio, AJ Styles potential last SummerSlam. Again, Dominik Mysterio right now between this and possibly challenging for the Triple A Mega Champion against Hiko de Vikingo. After that run in, the jury is out. Counterparts in here, 56% believe Dominik's going to retain, while 40% believe AJ is going to gain. I think it's third defense, not named Penta. So, I mean, the jury is out whether or not, Dominik Mysterio's proof is, mental as WWE Continental Champion. What do you think happens here, Walter? I'll start with you.
I'll think. This is difficult for me. I think, you know what? I think Dom retains here. I don't think AJ gets it. And I don't think it might be his final SummerSlam. I know everybody's saying AJ's going to maybe let the contract run out, jump ship or something in a couple of years. I know. I really think when he walked into TNA and got that reaction, I think he kind of renewed his love. And I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to stay with WWE until he's like done with wrestling, period. And I get it, damn it. I call for Moose and Oba. I call for all this shit. I think we're gonna see AJ wrestle in TNA again. I really do think so. So all those people that say that he's leaving, I don't think so. But I see Dom retaining by hook, by crook, by cheating. The Judgment Day ways.
Totally.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind being wrong about this because I would love to see AJ get it. But I really think Dom retains here because in my own brain I got other plans for AJ. And you talk about first NXT person or anything like that to win the TNA title, might be somebody from the main roster. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at least AJ is a former TNA World Champion that I could actually respect if he were to regain the championship. Just saying. That's a different conversation. That being said, JJ, this is kind of weird, but it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the Judgment Day with the women's tag titles. Finn Balor being the match manipulator. Does he still trust Dominik Mysterio in his Judgment Day? Where, if we remember, at WrestleMania, oh yeah, that's right, he pinned Finn Balor to win this title in the first place, and Finn Balor's not even on the SummerSlam card. And we also saw the mixed tag action on Monday Night Raw. In case you didn't, I'll bring you up to speed. Damage Control and AJ Styles did beat the Judgment Day in 6-person mixed tag team action. That being said, what do you think? Do you think Dom retains? Dom has also been your boy. You've literally called him Worker of the Year, I believe, last year in WWE. Jury is out. Whether you still believe that right now? What do you think happens here? Oh!
And again, not to get the conspiracy stuff going, but I've already talked about the Hardys possibly getting involved because of it being the 25th anniversary of TLC.
Right.
Joe Hendry is at the WWE Access, the Fanatics stuff this weekend.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
Could Joe Hendry possibly show up on his third major WWE pay-per-view to help Mr. TNA become the Intercontinental Champion?
Oh, good Lord.
So that maybe, just maybe, when Joe Hendry gets his next shot at Trick, AJ will feel like he owes him a debt of gratitude.
I hear, and I'm just thinking now, Joe Hendry versus AJ, Joe Hendry versus AJ, Joe Hendry versus AJ. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, again,
Or AJ versus Trick.
I mean, if it gets the title off Trick, I'm for it. But right now, I'm putting my money in the Moose. And by the way, in case y'all don't know, spoiler for TNA, beep, 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 beep. Moose beat Trick Class or Trick Trash, what do you want to call them, in tag team action. It's Moose versus Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship at Emergence.
But let's not forget the week after that is going to be Heatwave.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
The same day as Forbidden Door.
Wait.
So just putting that out there into the ether.
Look, I've already
Is that
told
another
you guys.
simulcast day?
Of course.
Yeah, for it. You know, look, it's
But Joe Hendry was in the Rumble.
Yes.
He was at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Now we're at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Joe Hendry needs to do SummerSlam and Survivor Series.
If I hear Joe Henry's music at MetLife Stadium, I swear I'm going to lose it. Good grief almighty. All right.
And it'll be Sunday, so I'll be here on the call for it with that one.
Yeah, and I'm going to let you take the reins, pun intended, on that. And I'm just going to be the guy with the gaping maw, as he, of course, called Joe Henry number 15 in the Royal Rumble. So, and I remember that you gave him the solo. You're definitely getting the solo there. Anyway, all right. Well, I think that being said, though, we got one AJ, one Dom. It's weird, though, because at the end of the day, with this acquisition, you've seen Dom Mysterio go down to Mexico, get a freaking biggest reaction since I don't know when. And AAA particularly, and he was holding the Intercontinental Championship. And at the end of the day, that's also marketing. Damn it. Sounds like he's going to challenge El Hijo de Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. And I guess it would be cool for AJ to win this title, but again, does he need to? And to your point, he could lie, he could cheat, he could steal. He's got Judgment Day. We've seen JD McDonough's bobblehead self go to bat for Dominik Mysterio. But
he's not a bobblehead, he's a Funko Pop.
Okay, fair enough. I don't care for either or. And I don't even own a Funko Pop. All right? Y'all are crazy. And again, last year, Finn Balor gave us the SummerSlam screw job to a Judgment Day member. Let's not forget. He screwed Damian Priest, who came in as champion, as Gunther gained the World Heavyweight Championship. So happy to see that moment live. We could get a repeat where Finn Balor screws Dominik Mysterio here on the Intercontinental Championship, where Finn felt like he should have won this title in the first place. Yeah, Finn Balor's the tag team champion. What do? You got the giant pepperoni. You're not on the card. You know he wants the Intercontinental Championship.
Liv, Finn, AJ. Finn costs Dom, moving the belt to AJ.
Again, AJ turned
just throwing it out there. I have been keeping tabs on that. A lot of people forgot about that. I'm not saying you have. I'm not saying you have, but a lot of people forgot about that segment.
I remember that they did the thing,
and I have remembered it for year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, give or take.
You just gotta wait for the moment. Liv is out. Her music costs Raquel and Roxanne. Then Finn screws Dom, getting the belt to AJ. And the Judgment Day falls.
And becomes something else, hopefully not called Judgment Day. Kind of tired over the freaking My Chemical Romance Evanescence cosplay name. Just saying.
The only remnant that would be hanging on technically would be JD. But considering JD was a protege of Finn,
yep,
it makes perfect sense.
It does. So, again, just bringing the pieces together, making WWE actually make sense. Something extremely rare that we don't see enough. And yeah, very well, Judgment Day may cometh upon thee. All right. Well, I think that being said, unless we forgot anything,
he wasn't here for TLC.
Okay, I wasn't sure whether or not
He
because
came in after TLC. I came in during TLC.
okay, I wanted to make sure. So thank you for that. I just wanted to recall. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Walter, give your thoughts towards this this TLC six-way tag for the WWE Title Champions. The entire SmackDown roster, not including Los Garzas, going after the gold that the Wyatt Six holds. And in typical Madman Aaron Riff multi-person match gimmick fashion, you get 2 picks. So who's your primary to lead with the titles and who's your secondary? Again, it's TLC. You got to climb the ladder and seize both belts. We, of course, know that ladder experience favors Street Profits and DIY. We do not know how Fraxium and Andrade and Rey Fenix will handle this atmosphere. And the Morrison Machine Guns wrote the book on ladder matches and tag team wrestling, particularly in TNA, including Ultimate X ladder match.
I don't know about Andrade, but let's not forget Rey Fenix was a part of that trios ladder match, the Death Triangle versus the Elite.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
I was there for at the forum for.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just looking at the current tag team dynamics for single people, but that's
I don't
fair.
know about Andrade, and I don't know about them as a team, but Rey Fenix has ladder experience.
Yes, he does in tag and trios affairs. Andrade's never been in a tag ladder match, but we know he's been in ladder matches, including for his massive in AEW against Buddy Murphy. And then you got the Wyatt Six, where Freeboard rule, I guess, is in play. And right now, I believe, like you said, it's Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy, which I imagine will represent the Wyatt Six contingency in pursuing the titles. Then again, in a TLC match, I guess anybody maybe from that group could grab the gold and they would technically win them. I mean, we've seen people before go on behalf of teams, to try and climb the ladder and seize the titles and horribly fail. But they got, again, 5 different people and Nikki Cross. So, the jury's out. Walter, what do you got to say regarding this TLC match, and what are your 2 teams to win?
My primary is going to be the Wyatt Six. I just feel like they're going to pull it. Yep.
78% and then with them.
My second pick is actually Fraxium. I feel like they've been called up, and I just love what they did with the NXT tag titles. And if they could repeat that on the main roster, they're golden. But why is Rey Fenix? The reason you kept the brothers are apart is to make them single stars, and then you turn around and make Rey Fenix a tag team star anyways. You might as well have reunited him with his brother so that he doesn't lose his stardom. Like Andrade being his partner random for the last few months is just random as hell. But I mean, with the acquisition or the partnership with Triple I mean, it could be Andrade and Rey, and they start showing those tag titles on Triple I. You got 2 Mexicans as the champion. You just said it, marketing. But I think it's really the Wyatt Six to pull this out. I was gonna be slick and be funny and say my second pick is the Hardys, but I'm not that confident that the Wyatt Six would win. So to give a throwaway as the second pick. So I'm gonna say
33 all over again. Just throw the damn match out the window.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Wyatt Six and Fraxium as my 2 picks.
I mean, that's fair. And to your point, JJ, you almost wonder if they trust Rey Fenix to be a single star in WWE at this point. And are they just figuring that, okay, maybe you're more familiar with the tag team dynamic. Maybe that works better for you. And Andrade, he's just been waiting for opportunity. They haven't given that man a singles opportunity since I don't know when. But go ahead. I also know you had something else to say, too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to kind of touch on to Walter's point is I think they wanted Rey Fenix to be a solo star, but he just didn't have the buzz that Penta did. That they had the disservice of the fact that Tony Khan held Rey Fenix hostage in Guantanamo Bay until finally releasing him. So they couldn't bring the Lucha Brothers right in as a tag team, which was their original desire. So they had to debut him separately. Penta first, and then Fenix once he got paroled. Penta in that time, those couple of months, got over big time.
Yes, he did.
Fenix, once he made his debut, there was a pop and then it fizzled. So do you derail the massive push that Penta's getting just to throw him back into a tag team? Or do you ad-lib until you can do a trade window, a draft, whatever? And I think they just decided to ad-lib until they could do a trade window, a draft, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
So it makes perfect sense to me. If Penta had a pop and then a fizzle, as soon as Phoenix got there, the Lucha Brothers would have been back together. But Penta was getting so over that it just didn't make sense to kill the hype.
No.
Agreed.
Kind of ironic we're talking about Penta, and Penta is also nowhere involved in this car, but he's also had his fair fallout with the Vision and the Oracle, and we didn't even think about him possibly coming back after Revenge if all hell breaks loose during the Roman Reigns and the Jey Uso match. So that also is someone else to think about there, because he's also been tsunamied almost into oblivion. And as far as the Andrade and the Rey Fenix dynamic goes, not only did Rey Fenix debut against Nathan Frazier in a great one-on-one match, Andrade and Rey Fenix gave Fraxum their first tag team loss when they arrived on the main roster. So again, there's a little bit of an internal tag feud there as far as those four men go. So the jury is out. And again, primary was definitely Wyatt 6. Secondary, ironically enough, it was Fraxium. But DIY has been the smarter team, playing the game the best way they can, avoiding as much chaos as possible, but trying to forge this group dynamic to seize the titles from the Wyatt 6, because Wyatt 6 right now is the opposition of the entire SmackDown Tag Team division. Either way, though, it's going to be a fun human car wreck, and I'm expecting a lot of bodies to hit the floor, fly off ladders and through tables, and some unique innovative spots. And I'm expecting Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae to also get mixed up in this as well, because you know Candice LeRae is not going to be too far away whether you like her or not. Just
out of curiosity, I know you talked about it, so just quickly, what were your picks? Just so I know.
I went with Wyatt 6 and DIY, just because it just feels like to me that there could be a Kali heel dynamic that could seize the towels here. And again, it started off with dissension and, you know, fall and ascension with DIY, Motors Machine Guns, Street Profits, of course, interfering. Start with those three teams at WrestleMania. Now you got the Wyatt 6 Fraxum and Andrade Rey Fenix part of the dance. So there you go.
And I had the Motor City Machine Guns getting the belts on a grand scale, and Fraxium was my number 2.
Yeah, imagine that tag team match.
We somehow had to think alike.
Where did Fraxium begin? Our NXT.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Accurate. And most legitimate tag team in the WWE ecosystem that held the tag team championships proudly, that actually looked like tag team titles and actually had tag team competitors. And that's some crazy shit. All right. Well, that being said, I think we now have covered everything with you all across both nights of SummerSlam. And I think we've covered as far as the dynamic we could think of when it comes to what could unfold at SummerSlam and what it could lead to. One thing's for certain. Something's got to give with John Cena and Cody Rhodes and the Undisputed WWE Championships outlook. And we got to see how we look at La Primera, Steady Valkyria, going after her first main roster world title at Paris, France, in Clash in Paris. And that's the only other thing certain at this point. Just looking at some comments here real quick. Can't wait. Cody and Jay turning heel. Oh, wow. Someone's going with a unique double turn there. Title predict card. SummerSlam hashtag Stepway approved. Yeah, I wonder who put that in. This might be a turn somewhere. Surprise return. Anything can happen. Someone quoted Adrenaline in My Soul. It's Minute Maid Fruit Punch Cody Rhodes. I get it because he's brought to us by that. And I'm sure we'll have all the marketing gimmicks aside. Should be a good event both nights. Cena's about to ruin some parlay bets for those that actually bet on professional wrestling. That comment by Gyro saying you are a prime peddling bitch. That was brilliant. I acknowledge our tribal chief. Someone said, I believe, and last person I see said OTC yeet. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, great stuff. And overall, folks, that concludes all the sleeper ditting regarding SummerSlam. There is literally less than 17 hours before I make all predictions final. As it is now here on the East Coast, welcome to SummerSlam Saturday. To the West Coast, get ready. And good luck to everybody here across the board with predictions. let's go around the horn and plug some stuff here real quick before we bid everybody a fine adieu before the Saturday shenanigans and presentations begin. JJ, any closing thoughts regarding SummerSlam weekend? And as always, appreciate you. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on the social medias, XROWJJ Williams and Casa D18 Studio, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, Instagram The Renegade JJ Williams. Casa D18 Studio on X is where I host and participate in the spaces. You never know when a space is going to pop up. Like I said, I did an impromptu space yesterday, just kind of hyping up the weekend and talking about all the coverage we were going to be doing, trying to spread the word.
Nice.
That's really it for me. I mean, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Today we've already done, this is 4 live streams today. Technically 5 because you did your Horseman preview also.
Yeah, it was fun. Good to see those gents as always.
So we've did 5 streams today. 2 of them were predictions. 3 of them were watch-alongs. Walter and James on one. Walter and I on another. James and Ryan on a third.
Hey, everyone did the work. I'm proud of you.
Hey, you know, it was what it was. It all
The rest.
professional wrestling is honestly at a high point right now. And like I always say, when weekends like this come, if you can't find something to enjoy, get the fuck out the fandom. Leave it to the rest of us.
Damn right. Technology be damned. Just enjoy wrestling. And shout out to my Horseman. Here's a current shot of us. Jeff Chadwick, Christopher Rods, Mark Griffith. Always appreciate those fine gents. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, kudos to all of you in the watch-alongs of day 1. Now we head into day 2. Appreciate you, JJ. Well, Walter, you and I, we get to call this shebang. It's going to be crazy. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of takeaways before we head into shenanigans and then convene on Sunday. But I also know you got more stuff ahead too. And it's great to have you back here in the full Swaway. So go ahead and remind the people what they need to do and where they can plug and find you. Again, folks, subscribe.
Exactly. Get it, got it. Bueno, just subscribe to YouTube, Rage of Wrestling. I do have the Instagram, Walter.Cruz.940, X, Walter Alex Cruz. But the most important is that YouTube. So please subscribe. And yeah, today was a pun time.
Subscribe.
Hey there, it is the center of attention, Brittany Brooks here.
This is your NWA Women's World Television Champion.
This is the TNA Knockouts World Champion, Masha Slamovich.
Subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube. Póngase verde.
You better subscribe right now, ahora, to Rage of Wrestling.
Subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube.
Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube and get them to 200 subscribers. Let's go!
Walter is currently at 167. He's only 33 away.
Subscribe.
We are inching ever closer. We can do this. I believe, just like I believe in Joe Hendry, just like I believe in Chase University, I believe we will get there.
Subscribe.
And the 4 of us will meet in Las Vegas for WrestleMania weekend.
Is this the money you could be saving by switching to Geico and car insurance? Does it cost you to subscribe to the Rage of Wrestling? Anyway, subscribe. Anyway, moving on. All right. Well said, Walter and JJ. And again, thank you all for tuning into another rousing edition of City Predicting and also everything else we're doing here with this weekend's presentations. Hope you continue to be along with us for the ride the entire time as we bring you through the entirety of the biggest party of the summer and in WWE history too. I want to give a shout out quick to our Canadian friend, Ash. Also subscribe to her. Of course, the youngest channel now, part of the Super Reliable Studios family. Proud to have her part of the Swaway. If you love New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, and just want a Canadian charm in your life, don't be a dickhead. subscribe to BattyForWrestling. And again, if you haven't already, please follow the Dominik on the social medias. They always conflict, but they also coexist. They are the MVPs, the VIPs. They are the great friends here of the Simply Reliable Studios family. And if you wish to further engage with my introverted butt or find to be part of Super Predicting or be a part of these prediction leagues, then find me if you choose at Enforcer916 on the X and on YouTube. It truly is as simple as that. As only wish continue to encourage you. There are no winners, no losers. There truly are no betters. Just fans of opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's truly as simple as that. But with that being said, it is the middle of the night here on the East Coast, and the West Coast, I'm sure, is going to be soon ready to go GTS. So thank you all for tuning into another edition of Simply Predicting. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell so it goes live on demand on any of the channels here in the Simply Reliable Studios family. And again, haven't said enough, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Follow us, especially Walter. Subscribe. Follow us here all over the social media and on YouTube. I assure you our content, our passion, our craziness to cover all this, and our creativity in our fun outlooks and rants is not letting up anytime soon. And also want to give a quick shout out to subscribe. Papa Gino with the Sephiroth's comment, also one of the 3 moderators, roundtables, of course, of the No DQ review. But I think that's all I got to say for now. So I'm going to finally bid you fine folks in adieu in typical British game show fashion. So thank you, Chad, as always. For Mr. Reliable, Walter Cruz, Chase U alumni number, insert here. Whether or not he's a creditor or successful, you be the judge. And we will soon love up again with Simple Reliable Gaming, folks. Stay tuned. Let's pull a plug on this. Walter, say goodbye.
Adios.
For the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams, the hardest working man I know, who I know keeps stepping, shows perseverance, and shows why he is a natural at always doing this, like Dustin Rhodes. God bless him. JJ, say goodbye.
Adieu, auf Wiedersehen, farewell, goodbye.
And on behalf of everybody in the chat that has been here for the entire time or just throughout the duration, for the Dominguezes, for Arlene, Christopher, Nathan, for Nicholas Ferrante, for all of you, of course, that make this possible, to Charles Schultz that was even here earlier, to my horseman, and to Safet, to Nestor Daniel. I'm sure you all are going to type and say goodbye as well. And of course, for me, your simple host for the eve, always leading, simply predicting, it's a goodbye from me too. So until literally Saturday night for the biggest part of the summer, part 1, as well as other stuff before that, whether it's with me or with others here at the Survivor Studios too. It's a goodbye for now. So until next time we're on your screen, make a pause and pat in life. And have a good night, and let's all enjoy the weekend that is SummerSlam from MetLife Stadium, New York, New Jersey. Also, fuck Cardi B. Have a good night, folks. We will see you very soon for our coverage. This has been Simply Predicting. Thanks for tuning in.
Enroll in Chase University.
Never. But always believe in Joe Hendry.